to the Loyal Locals podcast. We're back. We're back at it. Episode 33. I think we're calling it eventful if our guest shows up later. If not, we're calling it Aren't You Glad We're Back? Aren't you glad? We're going to be talking about some stuff today. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. Nice to see y'all.
Thanks, man.
Everybody in the chat room. What's up, Drew? What's up, Steve?
What's up, man? Didn't lock my keys in my car tonight, so it's a success.
Is that... All right.
Hey, we can have a show.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before we get started.
Uh-huh.
My name is Jerry Jimenez. Mr. Drew Steck, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. It's
I like
a
that.
good night. It's good to be here with you guys. Yeah.
I like the light. All of a sudden, there was some light over there next to you, and it just like
It was like it's like the heavens. Whoa.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice, Mr. Steve
it's good to be
Wolkoff
here.
as well. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Back
I
in
didn't do
Phoenix,
I
but
didn't do like proper introduction, so I wanted to make sure that we got the names right.
yeah, I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, so you're
Back in Phoenix, but I'm in a good mood today. I had a good day at work and a lot got done, and I've had a couple good beers, and let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go, everybody. Episode 33. We have a lot. As I'm going through some of our notes, which Drew had done up, and we'll get to why we're doing the podcast on the Thursday in a little bit. And talk about what Steve just mentioned about his keys.
Yes.
There's a lot to talk about, so we need to get into this. Like now, we're going to be talking about everything. Beer. We need to get into our beer real quick. We're going to be talking about the two pregame matches. We have one more to go.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about some orange kits. We're going to be talking about some Loyal Selects. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of other things going on in the Locals universe. So, everybody, grab your beers. All right, let's first of all, actually. So, let's jump into it. So, me first of all, the reason that I wasn't able to make it here with Drew and Steve. And Steve wasn't here, but the reason I didn't know that, by the way, but the reason I wasn't able to make it on Tuesday was because I got my shot on Monday. Silly me thinking I would be able to function on Tuesday. Not the case whatsoever. I think I texted the guys where I think I said, Drew, just treat like I was not here, not even on Planet Universe on Tuesday, because that's what it felt like. I had 102.5 fever at some point, probably even higher. I just couldn't get out of bed enough to check it. My face was on fire. It was horrible. Luckily, it went right away. I feel a lot better today. A lot better yesterday, actually.
I was about to say.
Yeah. So in honor of all of us that are getting vaccinated, that are already on the second, that are on the first, or are planning on it and happening very soon, the fact that we're getting through it, I think deserves a shot. So cheers, everybody.
I would join you if I had liquor out here.
Cheers.
Shots to shots. There we go.
Tequila.
But yeah, Jerry, you're sure talking up. I believe Drew is with me on Saturday getting dose 2. So you're sure talking up the experience we're about to have.
Oh, you guys get ready. It's gonna be best day ever. No, it's actually like 24 hours later is when it really really hits.
No,
but
we'll see where we're at next podcast. Steve and I can give you our report of how we come through the other side for us. But yeah, it was funny to find that out, and then it was like, okay, so Jerry's doing that, and then Steve and I were like, let's do the show. We can still do the show. Jerry's out, but we do it on Tuesdays, and let's do it. And we had totally planned to do it, and then Steve was in Arizona, still here, and you know, circumstances being what they are, it's not normal, so you're just not in the same place. But then you text me about 15, to your credit, about 15 minutes before. I didn't see it till 10 minutes before. That's on me.
Oh, really?
I was shuffling around getting stuff ready in the kitchen, and then came back over, and I was like, oh my god. But yeah, let us know what kind of happened in your world.
I appreciate you sugarcoating it, like, things happen. Oh my god, no, I'm just a dumbass, and my keys were in my backpack, and I shut the door to go back inside, and I locked the car, and I locked them in.
When I've been traveling, I've done it before. You're just in such an automatic mode sometimes when you're traveling too, that like your order of operations, if you don't do one thing, like bring your room key, like you get locked out of your room or whatever, a weird amount of times, just because you're like not planning on it. The new room key on the phone thing is great because you can actually not get locked out if your hotel has that. But like if it doesn't, it just happens because you're so used to grabbing it and walking out or whatever.
Yeah.
Same with rental cars. Rental cars are weird just because they're not your normal car. So a
Yeah.
lot of things about it
Right.
are weird. I'm with you, man.
Hey, no yawning,
Exactly.
okay? No yawning on the podcast, please. People can still hear it even though they're not watching.
Burps. I had the shot. Now I get the-
Oh, the shot burp.
Is that what it was?
So before we get to
dude,
before we get
that's
to
ice cream.
business, Jerry, I hope you enjoy your $50 soccer ball.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate
Beautiful.
that. Yeah,
It's beautiful.
it's amazing. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
there's
It's
also-
noticeable.
There's also some new scarves behind me as well. And I'm
Yes.
wearing this super cool limited edition members only 2021 season ticket member polo that they have at the store right now. I don't know if any of
Ooh,
you saw it, but it's super cool.
that's pretty rad.
Yeah, cool stuff. I'm just kidding. I taped this
Wait a
thing.
second.
I just taped it.
You got me, Jerry. You got me.
Gotcha.
Got
Hey,
me, sir.
My mouth was full.
everybody thought I was being serious.
Nick, my nut.
Steve thought that he was going home.
Nick, my nut.
These patches are pretty cool, though. You can put them
Yeah.
on anything.
Cool.
That is
So,
dope.
yeah, Jerry's sporting it on his polo there. You can kind of fix it to a hat. Really, anything of your desire. You also have a pin. Mine fell off its thing, so I have to get a new one. But
Hey.
now I've just got this cool little metal plate.
Podcaster Drew, just a friendly reminder when you're podcasting and you turn away, we can't hear you on the mic.
What do you mean?
All right, let's get into it. What are you guys drinking? Drew, what are you drinking? So I'm giving you a hard time.
FML.
Nice. Nice.
What? Nice.
Fear Movie Lines. Yeah. Just saw it on the. I was trying to get 420, couldn't find it, so that was the backup. But I like FML. It's my
Yeah,
go-to.
that sounds good.
It's a great beer.
What do you have?
I got the double La Ciudad from my favorite spot out here, Arizona Wilderness Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Really
Nice.
good spot. They make some incredible beer.
I'm just so glad that you're actually doing a little bit of investigative work for us. So now we're not gonna have to deal with bad beer. Or
I got all the spots.
not the best beer, but we're still getting some quality beer things to use. So
Oh yeah.
And everything else Arizona that's terrible, but the
Yeah.
beer at least will be good. We know this.
I'm having, and we're actually probably going to get into this, maybe even in the after hours a little bit if we can get to it. But Creative Creature, I'm having a red raspberry smack,
Nice.
and I'm actually hold on.
You need to tell me whose birthdays are today when you show me that label. That's kind of what I think of. Who's that Entertainment Tonight? Who does the Smucker's birthday celebrations? The
Oh
label looks like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Smucker's jar, but it's called Smackers for anybody. As you said, podcasting, playing along at home there. But yeah, it's a great label. Just kind of very visceral.
It is.
You can tell
Look
the
at-
fruit and the beer.
Look at
right
that
away.
color.
Oh,
Look at
it's
this.
gorgeous.
Hold on. So, and I'm drinking it in my brand new Tiku member only.
And it's
Take
true to
one.
label,
Actually, you can
not
get-
always.
You can
Oh,
buy these
yeah.
glasses right now at Creative Creature. They didn't pay me to say that. However, I'm really
You can
excited
get
with
a
Creative
Louis
Creature right
Vuitton.
now.
That's-
I'm super excited with Creative Creature because we have a project going on with them. Actually, I just got word today, 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to talk about what that is in just a little bit.
Hell yeah.
But cheers, gentlemen. I know we just took a shot.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody here. What are you guys drinking? Send it over right now in the comments. I see you all. Go ahead and send over what you're drinking. It's not Tuesday though, so we know what happened on 420. Just I'm dumb. Steve dumb. Drew was
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm dumb. Drew is
It was
awesome.
silly. Yeah, I was being dumb on camera with my friends, Tom and Victor, who maybe will pop in with us in a little bit. But
Sweet.
great to hear from Tom and see him. But Victor, again, we'll get his story here on the podcast at some point officially, whether it's tonight or another time. That was just kind of the opportunity there. But yeah, thanks everybody for sticking with us. We had a lot of people hang out with us that night, and it was just kind of fun to hang, kind of like our Together Thursdays, but a little more open. So thanks for doing that with everybody who did it. But
Yeah.
here we are on Thursday. Who thought we'd be here? Not me.
Who would
There we go.
have thought?
Yeah.
We have a lot going on, guys. So
We do.
we
I've
did
been
a
8 days, dude. 8 days.
we did
8
a
days away.
I know, but listen, we
Crazy.
did a commercial. We filmed
Yeah.
some commercial stuff.
Yeah.
We need to talk about that real quick. We were asked by the club to come out kind of like last minute, just a few days before notice. It wasn't, too much notice, unfortunately, but we were asked to come out and we showed up, and so did Chavos. And we have to give it to Chavos. Man, they showed up strong and making noise. It was awesome. I'm so excited for us to be in the stands with those guys ourselves, and we're definitely going to be talking about a drum circle coming up very soon as well.
Yes.
Here near the end, once we start talking about local topics. But man, just shout out to those guys, and thanks to the club for that opportunity. Can't wait for you guys to see it and see how it turns out. I heard a little bit of the idea behind the commercial. It's not just supporters. There's a kind of a cool storyline that goes throughout San Diego, and I helped out a little bit with that. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. You know, it's should be interesting. Eric's having some pino. That's nice. Nick's having some water. What happened? Oh yeah, bad vaccine reaction. That's true.
It's true.
Very good.
He did have a beer earlier, so he celebrated his vaccine, and now he's chilling on the hydration. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Whatever. I do have to say, Nick, this is for you, dude. I actually got it on the board.
Nick Manut.
It's just on here now.
Nick Manut.
Never I need it, bro.
What did you nix?
Huh?
What did you take out?
I'm not gonna tell you
Oh,
because you're all gonna get mad at me. I have too many.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, it's still on there. We'll find out.
Travis isn't having
When we
any.
go for one and it's not there, we'll know.
I know you're gonna find out real quick. It's a school night. That's right, Chip. It is. It is. No, that's
true.
good.
So is Tuesday. So to be fair, sorry, most
Shout
of our
out to our
Cardinal,
photo,
yeah.
first lady of the locals, packing scarves. If you guys are on Discord, go. Did you post it, Steve?
I did not, but I will.
Okay, post it.
Do it right now.
A bunch of packages have been packaged and should be on their way to you shortly. So
And this is like, you know, my wife and I were talking earlier, like you said, floatal. And she was like, yeah, I'll get started, you know, maybe do the 50, 65, something tonight, you know, that'd be great. And I was like, yeah, you know, whatever, we'll finish over the weekend. We'll get this stuff out. And then I like sit down to eat dinner and she texts me that picture of, she's like almost done. It's crazy. So shout out to my wife for packing all your stuff. So yeah, I got to work on labels, getting those out, and then getting to her. She'll slap them on, and then we'll see what when those go out. We'll keep everybody updated.
Yeah.
So,
The goal was not to have her do everything. She
I know.
Just, like, did it.
I know.
she
was like, I'll get started.
"Hey,
you know, no big deal.
I'm
And
just
here we
gonna
are.
start doing a few, and then like 2 hours later, it's like here's everything.
De facto director of
Yeah,
shipping.
it's like no, it's like the
Yeah.
elves in the movie Elf, where he's building etch a sketches, and they're like, how many did you get done today? It's like 57, and they're all like, oh, they just got like stacks of them.
so
like,
true.
Yeah, it's Lydia. She's
That's great.
building, like, you know, I feel like the Buddy the Elf, watching her work, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So, shout
So
out.
if you get your scars, we've been doing shipments for basically a year now, and some stuff gets out. You know, if we get it out tomorrow, it could be there Saturday. It could be there Sunday. We've seen Sunday deliveries too. Things happen really quickly through USPS around town here. Obviously, like Afmer lives in Illinois. There's a lot of people from out of town. Those are going to take a little bit more time than one day, but some stuff around town might, you know, you might start seeing some stuff show up Saturday, Sunday, Monday, just as a heads up.
Ooh,
So
nice.
some exciting stuff. I mean, these have been in the works for a while. The scarves took a little bit of time through COVID. The keychains took a little bit longer, and then the stickers, you know, those got delayed as well. So everything's here, everything's packaged, everything's ready to go. We can't wait to get you guys your stuff. So
They're really detailed scarves too. They're really
and the keychains, man, I don't.
but almost turned up. A
Yeah.
little bit too.
My camera is not going to do it justice, but those scarf chains, man, they're nice. They're
Incredible. Yeah,
amazing.
you found some pictures in the Discord as well that kind of show it there, but it's pretty incredible. If you can show it on the camera here,
I will try. I got to find it.
Yeah, but it's the
Oh, I was about to.
no, I thought he was just kind of like doing a magic trick there, where he's gonna but you can see the wovenness. It doesn't really do it justice as he said, but like each one of those grooves, it looks like it's
It's amazing.
but it's actually woven.
Yeah,
So,
it's super nice.
You can see the bumps, and you can almost see, you could feel, I'm sure, the ridges there with the
Steve needs a
wovenness.
manicure,
That's kind of cool about it.
Do I need a manicure?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta.
My baby hands, they type all
There'll
day.
be a pregame activity this time. May 29th. We'll go out and do,
Jeez.
yeah, we'll go do manicures.
Saturday morning, yeah.
Let's
Perfect. That's our prep.
go. Jiggly Duff wants Duffy. He wants it hand delivered.
Hey, I'm not there, but you know.
What? Scaife chains. What
It's
are
like
Scarface?
it's like Scarface,
Like
but
scarf-
scarf chain.
Scarface.
Oh, say hello to my little scarf chain.
Scarf chains. Okay. With Coco. What? Oh, that's right, dude. You still own
Oh
Coco.
yeah,
No, yeah,
But-
he's
still waiting.
All right. Let's see.
It
Let's
rained
jump
today.
into club
go.
news. A lot of club news. Are we? So is this what we're calling it, Drew? These are your notes right here. So go for it. What are we calling?
the back to school series.
I like it.
Well, that's what it's been. Like they announced 3 new preseason dates, and we were like, we knew they were playing Fullerton, so that was kind of not a surprise. But then they added a couple other schools in there, which was kind of interesting to see. But it makes sense. They wanted to play multiple dates. It's what they've been doing with their roster throughout preseason, is splitting them into almost 2 games and having a matchup with other people's roster where they'll play either a weighted roster where it's even, or possibly one where it's more of kind of a starter roster and then a secondary roster. It seemed like that was kind of the case here a little bit with Azusa Pacific being kind of the secondary, and then Cal State Fullerton being a kind of bigger power in college soccer, being the one with the stronger roster. Sean Duffy will tell me that I'm wrong, I'm sure, based on Azusa Pacific there. But in terms of outcome, wasn't too different either way, but it seems to be, again, a nice run up for everybody in terms of playing these schools. And then they'll have USD as their final kind of play out this weekend in terms of tuning up for the match, and in terms of getting used to facilities and all that kind of stuff as well. It seems like will be just the final round out. So I called it back to school. And I tweeted out the Billy Madison gif of back to school, where he's back to school, to prove to dad that I'm not a fool. In this case, Landon,
Classic.
to prove to Landon that they're not a fool. And they can stay on the starting roster.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I just think Nate wanted to try a different formation, so they're
Yeah.
they had to try against some schools to give it a shot. They're playing like a 2-2-2-1.
Some
Right.
craziness.
Yeah, some kind of weird shit.
So they played
Had to get something out of Ibarra. He had to get one more game out of him.
Did they play Azusa first, or
Should've
did they play Fullerton first? Azusa, right?
Azusa, was the first.
And-
Was the 3 o'clock.
And that was a 2-1 win against Azusa, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Ben Spencer scored a pair of goals on the day. Ben Spencer? What?
What? Scoring goals?
Ben Spencer must be listening to our podcast. We've been talking so much crap about him. I'm just
His
kidding.
ears
No,
are
he
on
was,
fire.
he was hurt though. He was hurt. So there's that. And so good to see Ben Spencer. Yes. 2-1
Yeah.
against Azusa. And then let's talk about this real quick, because we had 4 different goal scorers against Fullerton. Fantastic. So here's the thing though. We did allow 2 in, but our style of play is going to cause that to happen. So we're starting to see, I think, what our club is going to actually look like and what it's going to feel like. We're very unlikely that we're going to play many games where the scoreline is going to be San Diego something, the other team 0, right? There isn't going to be a lot of
Without
that-
John Kempen, for sure. Because John was also the stopgate
fair.
last year to creating 0 performances that for a lot of other keepers would have been a 1 or a 2.
that's
For
fair.
sure, just in terms of keeping a couple of things out. So Guerrero, the guy named behind me, I bet he would even say there's a couple of things of John that are just wizardry. But we'll see this year. Maybe Muse can live up to that. But it's, to me, I agree with that completely, just because he was such a pro and knew also where to stage defenders in terms of counterattacks, things like that, to look for that are just going to happen to this team, even against weak teams. You just get caught out. And we like to say it's so San Diego, right? When San Diego teams are always doing well and then shoot themselves in the foot, that might happen just when you're this spread out or this looking to push the ball front to back. It's going to happen. And then without Kempen, you're going to end up there as well, as I'm pointing out. So he was just incredible.
I imagine
for everybody to realize how good he was. He was the best keeper in the league last year. We didn't get any
Definitely.
awards or anything, but he was the best keeper by far. So.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine I imagine Landon endured the month of August last year when we scored one goal, and it was like the last match. And I think he said to himself, "Never again. It's not happening. I don't care if we win 4-2 every game or 4-3. We're not going to not score." So just but we could have seen this a year and a half ago before everything kind of started. A team coached by Landon Donovan is it's going to be an attacking football club. And like I said, I think last year during the kind of dry spell before we brought in Rubin and Guido, we had, I think he was frustrated, and you could kind of see it in his interviews. And so, yeah, they brought in a ton of attacking talent. And I agree with Jerry. I think it's going to be a pretty offensive team here.
I mean, that's what they're building. That's what they started building last season, and they're just continuing it on into this one. So to throw on the lineup real quick for that game against Cal State Fullerton, it was Trey Muse at goal, Jack Metcalf, Charlie Adams, Jack Blake, Sal Zizo, Nicky Jackson, Colin Martin, Corey Herzog, Thomas Van Kanzili. Trial is number 3, trial is number 4. Still, I'm hoping these are 2 try lists that are going to be switched into actual names soon. But that's where we're at.
We know who all the select are now too, so that's interesting.
Yeah, and we'll talk about select in a bit. But Corey Herzog scores in the 30th. 5 minutes later, Jack Metcalf puts one in. In the 40th, Colin Martin gets in on the action also, makes it 3-0. And then I believe it was they score, and then to make it 4-1, Jack Blake comes in. So 4 different goal scorers, 2 of them named Jack. The other 2, their names start with a C. Just coincidences. What a coincidence. No, but it's interesting to see that everybody's getting in on the action. 2, again, I just want to repeat this because it's still, I'm like, what? We get 2 goals. 2 of them from Ben Spencer in the first match. Let's go. Yeah, that's really good. That's a really good thing.
It is.
As far as I'm concerned, that was my highlight of that Azusa game. The fact that probably of the day. I mean, we should be able to beat these. The back to school series and against USD. We'll see though. Against USD, how
many times have you seen a striker even in professional, EPL, that kind of stuff? They're in a slump and they get some kind of a tap in and it just kind of kicks them back into gear, right? The goal scorers need to score goals in order to have confidence and be able to say, I'm going to be in the right place at the right time and be kind of a poacher. So yeah, this could kind of kick Ben Spencer into gear. You never know. I mean, he's got the pedigree, and last year I think we all kind of felt disappointed after we signed him and he didn't really perform then. But now, I mean, if he can push, say, Nicky Jackson or Herzog for some kind of minutes, that's going to mean a lot to this club. So there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You have a hot hand because if one of them can't do it for 70 minutes, you can bring him in right for that 20, and you know that he has something. He's not going to offer you nothing, and that's, as Jerry said, that was my highlight to it. He has something in the can, which is great to see. It's not like his name hasn't come up all preseason, and he's just been a ghost. He's now established, which is nice because it's been a while. So welcome back, Ben. Keep in that score sheet.
One more to go for the preseason, and then we close it out. I believe it's taking place this Friday night, and it's 7 p.m. at USD against USD. So that should be interesting. We're back in Grandma's house to play a match, so that should be fun. That should be good. Let's see here. Playoff structure. I have no notes on this, but I know that it was announced.
Yeah,
I'm hoping one of you two can help me out with the playoff structure because it's really interesting.
It was announced, but I remember the sleuth Jerry Jimenez saw it on the USL website like 2 months ago before it was announced.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's like 4 teams per division, so it's like an 8-team playoff. I don't remember it off the top of my head either, but it's
Give
announced.
me seconds here. Give me seconds.
I'm glad you didn't do that.
No, I was supposed to paste a picture in there, but I did not do that.
Doing it live.
We're doing it live.
Oh, we're working on this.
So someone filled it in, and they said that we're going to be Pacific 2 here. So I'm going off of just random USL Pony. They're not a bad account to follow, actually. They've got good takes on the league. Mm-hmm. It sounds like a joke, but it's actually a thing. USL_Pony. But yeah, the format's essentially, as Steve said, 4 top to 1 to 4. We're paired up Mountain with Pacific. So that in that case, we're going to get all the teams that are just in the Western Division, right? Same way that we would somewhat in the Western Conference or Western, whatever we're calling it this year in USL. So in this case, it's Mountain and Pacific. So that would include teams like El Paso, teams like San Antonio, New Mexico, who are going to play at one point, and then Austin as well are kind of the teams that you might look at coming out of that Mountain Division. There'll be some other teams that could possibly come out of there, and then you have teams like us right in the Pacific who are looking at it. Sacramento, Orange County, and Phoenix, as well as like the Roots is the newcomer who could make some noise. So it'll be interesting to see who grabs those 4 spots, since you could probably throw 5 or 6 names in there, and then out of the East they'll battle each other, and then we'll end up with a Western winner and an Eastern winner, and those will face each other in the final, as they do most years in the USL playoffs. It just depends on divisions here in terms of seeding, as opposed to previously what would just be a conference seeding. So in case it was us in Phoenix, we would pretty much not play Phoenix till the end of the playoffs. In this case, it looks like it would almost be similar in that case. If you're the Pacific 2 and say Phoenix was 1, or vice versa, we're 1 and Phoenix is 2, we would not play each other till the Western Conference final, if that were. So if anybody has questions on that's pretty much the biggest takeaway, if you will, is that if you're in the 1 or 2 seed of our division, you don't end up playing each other till the end. Otherwise, that's where it'll come into place. If we're the 3rd, then you might have to face Phoenix, in the divisional round or something like that.
Yeah. One thing, I have to give a quick shout out to Corbin, who I think is still here and listening to us, but he posted on our Discord, which, by the way, if you're not on Discord, I don't know what you're doing, but you should be joining. He mentioned that 538 has San Diego Loyo as having the 11th highest chance of winning USL this year at 3%.
I take those odds.
Yeah. However, they do give us a 71% chance at making it playoffs in our group, even though according to them, Phoenix favored to win the league. OC and Sac Republic all have a higher chance. There's a massive gap between us and the next divisional team with Defiance, Roots, Lights, and Los Dos in that order, all sitting near the bottom with playoff chances between 11 and 21%. So it seems like we're clearly favored to make playoffs, but I do think that we're better than OC and Sac this year, is what Corbin said. That great point. I don't trust anything that 538 says.
I was just about to say that.
But I'll take those.
It's a machine. So what 538 does a lot of is just machine mining. They do a lot of good data reading for bigger clubs, for things like the Premier League, for things like Major League Baseball or the NFL. They'll have insights put into that data, or at least curate the data a little better. For things like USL, I think they're just kind of pumping in a bunch of data into their model and seeing what comes out. So it is very interesting to see what comes out.
But you know what?
To be honest. But I'm with it, you guys. I would take our odds there any day.
They don't take into consideration that the locals are going to be in the stands during the summer.
Right.
No.
Let's go.
Right. Those 4-game home stretches. Yeah. That's 8 games. That's 8 dubs.
That's 8 dubs in a row.
This club is barely played, right? There's not enough data on this club yet. There's a pandemic season, and it's shortened at best. So I think that's also against us too. So I think that there's just not a good data set on what we're doing and how it plays out.
Question for the chat. Everybody here live right now. Sorry if you're just listening, but is it data or data? Tell us right now in the chat. Data.
I do it all day for work, and I use both, honestly, just because I get bored of saying one.
I say data.
I'm just like data. I work with people on the East Coast and all over the world, so for me, it's just like even in conversations, I might say it different depending on who just said it back to me. I might say what they said.
Yeah.
Just be a chameleon a bit.
Eric says either. Oh, why not?
Yeah. What was it? It was Data. What was the name of the robot on Star Trek?
Data.
Oh, thank you, Danny. Yeah. I was gonna say, Jerry, how are they supposed to respond to you?
Good.
Data.
They say data.
Yeah, for San Diego. For Dago, data. Most people say data. Most people don't say data. British people or people with an accent from not America might say data more often. But I also find that certain people in certain regions say data. Here, we say data.
First of all, we are disgusted in Drew's pronunciation of, how do you say it? GIF?
GIF.
Yeah, it's GIF.
That's how the creator
is graphical, right? So
he's wrong.
The creator of it said that it's pronounced Jiff.
Oh, I stand. Then
Come
I
at me
think
all
I
you
need to secede.
want.
Data, because of Star Trek. That's right.
Data.
Oh yeah, British people all say color.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is the best. Date. Date.
Date. I like
Perfect.
Date.
I have all
I'll
the
say
date.
that.
you thought you were gonna be here listening to a podcast about San Diego Loyal.
Soccer.
Nick Manette.
All right. Let's see here.
We're breaking down words. English sucks, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Landon's
Working on
video was
Spanish.
great. Should I pull up Landon's video real quick?
Let's do it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
While I'm doing that, let's talk about also the Section 109. Steve, do you
Yeah.
have info on that? Or?
I don't. I'm going to defer to you guys because there was a call last Thursday with the club, and I ended up missing it because I'm in the middle of drowning at work, and so I got pulled into stuff that I didn't want to get pulled into, and I missed the call. So, Drew, please expand on that.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to say thank you to anybody who's volunteered. Just as an aside, that's somewhat related. We'll get to that in a second, but thank you to anybody who's volunteered, and we appreciate you engaging with the opportunity the club gave us for working with Radies. Part of what we said at the time is that it's going to give us the opportunity at least to come to USD or come to whoever is operating the facility in which we're going to play. In that case, it's USD and then the club, and say, hey, we're working on getting our group to be compliant, as well as, either vaccinated above or on schedule, or in a place to do that. So by volunteering and being in a space to also get our vaccines as a group, the club has extended to us the opportunity to either have a tested, so you can either be tested negative within a certain number of days of the game day, or have a vaccine and have vaccination records offered to the club. It's an opt-in, right? In that case. So you have that ability. And then we can have a Section 109 that would be less so what we've described before, which would be more of these pods, right? Where you have like 6 people kind of, to a group, and then you might be 6 feet apart or 10 feet apart from each other in the stadium. That's what most of the stadium is going to be when they open on May 29th. It looks like at this point. However, Section 109, they're offering us the ability to kind of do that without having those specific restriction and being more like what we typically would see in a supporters group with masks on. You're not going to be able to have anything these days without that, but in terms of the actual look and feel of it, it would feel much more like what we were used to on March 7th of last year. Just in this case, making sure that each participant in that section is either masked or not masked, vaccinated or tested. So that's kind of what they're offering us. Let's watch this video from Landon in terms of how we feel about this news generally.
And last thing is fuck yeah!
Dude, the league. Look at Charlie's.
Gary, you got to pull that audio. That's got to make the board.
The Charlie's face there is just me when we were getting out of school on Friday.
Yeah. It's exactly what it is.
The best part of this, though,
It's when the teacher lets you out early. Yeah.
look, quoted tweets. Where are we at? Where are they at? Oh no, they didn't quote it. They actually just posted it. The league.
Oh, they shared it.
Oh, dude, ESL memes.
Oh, did they?
ESL memes is having a blast with this.
Kelsey posted it. Yeah.
Kelsey posted it. The league posted it. So if I was actually we'll do this. Let's do this real quick.
Doing it live. We're doing it live.
Championship. It was like one of their last things that they posted. Oh well, maybe not so much.
I didn't see this one. I saw the video.
Yeah,
Obviously,
white,
but I didn't see that.
they're white papering over it. There you go.
US or us support local. Landon.
That's great.
So good. So good.
That is awesome.
Sorry to the kids who listen. I did meet some kids who listened on Saturday as well. It was nice to meet you.
Oh yeah, nice to meet you guys.
And everybody who was out again. It was nice, as Jerry said, to meet you. We're trying to move through the show, but that was
we
nice.
always
But
said
we
from
also
the
do
beginning.
acknowledge children listen. But Landon also knows the kid listen, and that's how the locker room sound. Unfortunately,
We said from the beginning, kids are welcome, but it might not be Disney approved.
right? And then
That was our thing from the beginning.
Border section in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yes.
So yeah, these guys know podcasting. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
That's how it happens. Will ESPN be streaming the game? They should. Which one?
Yes.
The 30th? Yes.
Yes. ESPN Plus. Actually,
Wait, no,
the
it's
game is on ESPN2,
It's on
but
ESPN.
but I don't know if that means it will also simulcast on ESPN Plus.
I don't think so.
I do not know, and I would defer to you. So
Yeah, I don't think that it is actually.
good question. That's a good question, though. We can ask the club to
We
clarify.
will. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
we'll get to other opportunities to
roll.
watch here too in a second. That gives you like a space to do that.
Sure.
But
yeah, keep
so
going.
Landon-
On vaccination.
No, Landon gave me the energy. I think I was kind of underhanding it a little bit. This is awesome. This really means that, for most of you out there who we've at least heard from, who are willing to either be tested and be tested negative to come to a game, because you'd be negative anyway to come to the game. You would not want to be. And then otherwise, if you have had the opportunity to get your vaccine and be fully vaccinated by May 29th, everybody on this call is, which is cool. Which is, kind of where we're at is if we're able to do that gives us a space to chant with masks on, do flags, do drums, even have our fog machine, we were told, so we can do that. And
I mean, I think
it's going to be semi-normal, right? In that case, if we're able to operate the section like this, Steve.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, a couple weeks and months ago when we started having these conversations with the club, it was like, oh, I mean, I can't wait to get back, but things are going to be so different, right? Like, we want to be supporters. We want to go and sing. Like, how are we supposed to go and like not sing or not stand? Like the rules before were no standing. Like, how are we supposed to do that? Like we said from the beginning, no sitting in section 109. We're active supporters. And then all of a sudden we're told we have to sit. Like that sucks. So then like I said, I wasn't even on the call last Thursday. And then when I heard from you guys that this was on the table, I was like, that's great. This is amazing, because this is kind of a balance between the world we live in now and the path back to normalcy, but it's also giving us that little bit of that normalcy before we would otherwise get it. So I think it's a really cool opportunity. We're going to be able to, like drums and flags and singing and standing. And I still have some questions on how it's going to kind of get enforced. And I think it's going to be a lot up to us. And I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth between that. But I believe in our members. I believe in the people sitting in the section, standing in the section, to do the right thing and stay where we're supposed to be and follow the guidelines. And we should have a pretty badass summer.
So just got word from the club that it is only on ESPN2. So if I guess the way that I understand it working is if it's on ESPN or ESPN2 and you don't have that, you only have ESPN Plus, you'll be able to re-watch it at some point. But if it's in your area and it's your team, it'll be blacked out. So if you're not here, it should be on ESPN Plus.
ESPN
So for example, Corbin. Exactly. So Corbin, for example, who's not in San Diego, you'll be able to watch it on ESPN Plus, no problem.
Interesting.
But it will only be on ESPN2 according to the club. So thanks for asking. See, we get answers for you guys once in a while.
There you go. Sometimes it comes through during the show too.
Jerry's got connections.
Feedback loop. I love it. Part of this too, when it came up, part of my question was, will the club provide testing opportunities? They have told us yes, they want to do that.
Cool.
And provide direct testing. The Padres have done a model for this. If you're looking at what they're doing, a lot of their availability in Petco right now is hinging on sections that are either vaccinated or testing negative in that sense. So it just is becoming a standard somewhat in sporting, or at least across the city. So not something that's totally different. They have tents. Some of you might have actually experienced that as well. At Petco, you get tested maybe a day or two before the game. The Padres record their results and they put them right on record there. And then there's other opportunities to do this as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they work with us on that. The other part of that was also in terms of who can be in our section. That was a great question that I was trying to follow up on pretty quickly. Was what's the actual number then in terms of what we can do? So it looks like anybody who's a season ticket holder currently in section 109 will be included in this number in terms of the thought process of right now you can be in that section based on the number of people we'd be allowed to have under these guidelines. You'd either have to test or be negative, or test negative or have the vaccine. One of those two requirements. Otherwise, they can reseat you or put you somewhere else. So that's where we're at with the club. We can figure that out in terms of somebody who might have that concern of, hey, I'm concerned with either one of those. For most of us, I think if you were planning on being in the section, this is great news. It'll allow you to experience the section with the way we were all planning on wanting to most of the year. You just have to, again, fulfill one of those requirements by May 29th. So pretty cool stuff.
So then one of my questions that I had to the club, and I'm just going to ask you guys because you guys talk to them. What about people who like have season tickets elsewhere, but say, back last year, they came and visited us for a couple minutes or so? Like how would that be enforced?
So there's going to be somebody actually checking your tickets, making sure that in that section that you can get into that section. So that is one clear thing. So kind of to bring it back around, because I know there was a couple of interruptions while Drew was talking and it kind of split it up. Section 109 is going to be tested and vaccinated. What that means is if you have been tested and you can prove that you've been tested negative for COVID, you can get into the section. If you've been vaccinated and it's been 2 weeks, you can definitely get into the section. And the majority of Section 109 is going to be supporters. I do believe there are some people that have season tickets there. So it's basically they're allowing anybody that has season tickets. And because we have the majority of people allowed in our section now, they're also going to be allowing next, after all season ticket holders are allowed in there, they're also going to be allowing partial season tickets.
Got it.
In our section. So please, if you haven't already, make sure you get vaccinated. Make sure you sign up. Make sure you have your tickets ready to go so you can be with us in Section 109, because that will be a very closely guarded section because of the fact that the majority of, or not majority, but a large amount, and it's going to be the section with the biggest allowed group of people in it. So for obvious
It'll
reasons.
be the most fun, is what Jerry's trying to say. We're going to be having a party, and everybody else is going to want to join, but because we're doing it safely, and we're having a great time, everybody else want to be there. So I'm anticipating ropes, possibly, or some, even something like that to say, hey,
we're going to have to figure something like that out.
But I'm anticipating there will be some effort to say this is a different section than what's around it. So if you are adjacent to us, you'll still be seated, either there or somewhat adjacent where your season ticket is. So don't worry about that. You just will have a different experience in terms of what you're able to have than what typically you might have had in a normal game day, being adjacent to the supporter section. The actual 109 will be the one that has that ability to do it, just because of, again, limiting this. But in terms of excitement for us, this is exactly what we asked for. This is what we want. The skipper, I was actually at when I got this nice thing behind me. The other nice thing was I ran into him, and he found out the news too, and he was just like, oh man, that's amazing. Like, that's awesome. Because for him, it's like, oh, we're gonna actually have real support. We're gonna actually have like real, like, drums, songs. Like, it might be under masks, it might be whatever, but like, he's like, it just feels, it feels nice, right? It's like it's a normalcy to them that's just going to feel like, hey, finally, this is something we can have that was so deafeningly silent. 2 Balls, I think, is in the chat there. And one thing they told us by going to games was just how quiet and scary it was. Like, not scary in a bad way, just scary like as a player, you're just hearing your own head like so much, I'm sure, because it's just like that. So it gives you the ability to play in the game a little bit more, and as a manager, get your players in the right mind space. So
it's gonna be great, dude.
Supporters, that's where we want to be, right? We all want to be in this space, so everybody's excited about it.
That's what we all want.
In here, so the bring your, what I posted about from Paul sounds like if you bring your kid under 3 and 109, they'll need to be tested. I'm verifying that because we actually didn't discuss this quite yet, so I'm not too sure, and it's kind of late, so hopefully he will.
Yeah. That's the question. We definitely have a number of kids under 3 on this podcast. So.
Yeah, we'll find out. Will we have tifos? Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll still have to
do everything we normally would do.
We're still gonna have to be careful. I think we're still gonna have to keep separated. It's just gonna be, we're gonna be allowed of more stuff.
Yeah.
It was missing the soul of the game. Yeah. So this is a big deal. So I'm super excited that this is going to gonna be happening for us. It's great. Travis said unshaken tifos only is what we're gonna have. Yeah, unshaken tifos. No, don't shake the TiVo. You guys know
Good
that,
news is everybody.
So
will
the only
listen
people
really
allowed in
clearly,
109
we can
are
throw
people
them
who are
out.
vaccinated, people who are tested, and people who don't shake TiVos.
Yes, those are the 3 requirements right there.
You have to
Vaccinated,
be asked that
tested,
upon entry.
TiVo shakers.
Yeah, you have to sign that you're vaccinated and sign that you're not
Thank you.
going to shake the TiVo.
Yeah, Travis just hands him a manila folder. He goes, "Can I see your hands?" And then just if it shakes at all, no, you're out.
Oh, this is something. So this is really cool. So Two Balls and a Mic bought tickets, and they're going to be giving them away in our section. One thing that we
Yes,
haven't talked about
very
with Two Balls and a Mic is that everybody that they give tickets to will have to purchase a membership with us in order. I'm just kidding. No, this should be pretty cool. I'm
It will
just,
eventually after.
they're like, what?
Nick
Yeah.
Minaj.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, as long as okay, so here's the thing. As long as they are vaccinated, they're tested, they don't shake TIFOs, and they also have to
I hate Phoenix.
as long as they hate Phoenix as well, then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
Only
testing,
other-
they have a 3-day window somewhere in there. So it should be, I think most reasonable people should be able to hit that, even if they get tickets from a source that's maybe not, they weren't planning on. You have a week or so out, you should be able to get tested.
No, I think at the end of the day, our goal is to just get as many people in that section as possible.
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
that we can keep it going. Eric hates Phoenix too. I think we all do.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. It's an exciting, when the return, I mentioned this just before, but the return to season, it was like, yeah, we can't wait to get back, but it's going to be so limited. It's, it's going to have this different feel and vibe. And I think with this, especially with the work that Tom is doing with vaccinations, and we're seeing a lot of our members get vaccinated and stuff. I'm really excited for what May 29th is going to look like. It might not be this, this is like 20% of what we want. This might be like a good, this might actually be what we were thinking and what we wanted it to be when we return to the stadium. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah.
So
And it's there for everybody. Again, the idea is tested or vaccinated. We're not trying to exclude anybody. So it's for anybody, and we're trying to make it work for anybody how it can. Just let us know if you have any questions too, or any ideas of like, hey, I had this thought. Just let us know, because we're still working through this as it sounds too.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with that being said, if you have any questions, reach out. We will find out for you, because we're still working through this. More information is coming, by the way. So we'll jump more into detail as we get closer and closer to May 29th. Now let's talk about the fact that Adidas likes to just make copies or give leftover
My God.
fabric, or what in the world? I don't know if you guys saw this. Orange County's soccer club, it's
so Orange County trying to be San Diego, but just trying to copy San Diego instead, right?
Yeah, making like a weird recopy in a strip.
Oh, it's terrible.
Orange County. Yeah.
So to be fair, they apparently tried to get something different, and were told by both the league and Adidas that they could not. So they ended up with our jersey and black stripes to differentiate, and then a different sponsor and their crest, and that's it's the same exact orange fabric.
They look like jack-o'-lanterns, Jerry. Let's just be honest. They look like jack-o'-lantern of this beautiful jersey. We had the color orange, and we said this looks like a sunset. This is,
gorgeous.
beautiful. Fade to tonight we didn't have one because it was a little bit rainy, but you get these just big orange skies.
Yeah,
and they made it into a jack-o'-lantern with some black stripes up here, that ugly crest that's reductionist at best, and Hoag.
Hoag on the front, which is a
Hoag.
medical company.
It's a good sponsor, but I
good
just
sponsor.
it sounds like they're eating a
Good
big
sponsor.
sandwich in Philadelphia. But yeah,
Hoagie?
what are they doing? What are they doing? Like, it's
What are we
your
doing?
biggest rival? Like, but what are you even doing?
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to roll this out in front of your fans and be like, be proud of this? Like, I just feel bad for their fans.
How are you going to wear that against? How are you going to wear that playing against San Diego? Come on, like
I don't know.
It's terrible.
So a couple of things. You're talking in the chat, and I appreciate it. We're gonna talk about the background, okay? I promise, Travis and everybody else that's talking about the background. We will talk about it. Hang out, and we'll discuss what that's about. There's a reason why we haven't talked about it just yet. but I promise we'll talk about it. What is up with that? Like, okay, so here's the thing: a lot of people don't know about this, and so we're just gonna throw it out there. Adidas has a thing called Me Team, MI Team, and that is where anybody, like youth teams, any sort of team, can go in,
The
and
local-
we can go in actually and create a jersey, create a kit, full kit, jersey, socks, the shorts, and have it personalized. And so I think that's what's happening is they're using these kind of cookie cutter
Templates.
templates. That's what they are. They're templates. And unfortunately, Adidas does that. You can see it
And
from
on top of
MLS.
that, the league. Yeah,
MLS
the league
gets a
also
little-
says-
But MLS gets a little bit more customization than USL does, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but we're going to have to deal with it unless there's some changes. And by the way, I think eventually, I think the club is listening to us. So the more that you let them know that you don't like how Adidas is treating us, giving them our extra fabric over there in Orange County, just a couple hours away, maybe they'll change something. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time on that, but we just have to point it out because it's silly.
No,
Yeah.
and everybody cares. Like it's what we wear. It's our, crests and kits are more than just the fabric, right?
Yeah.
It is something to that, and so it's a suit of armor in certain ways, and we feel very certain about our armor, right? And so to have other people copying our armor in that way is feels like what they're wearing into our battlefield is somewhat preposterous. It feels like the Spider-Man meme, right? Like we pointed out with our tweet there with Bum. It's just that it's
Mhm.
what it feels like right on the field. It's hard to take it seriously. So if they roll that out on the field with us, we're gonna have to get creative with some of the call outs we might do from the stands here, because kind of silly. Just silly.
Kind of. Corbin,
Yeah.
this is definitely in the works. We've been talking about this, and we want to get to a point where this is something that's actually possible and makes sense. And we do have some plans for this. So getting a local.
Corbin was
kit
asking about a
made.
locals kit.
Yeah,
for
somebody will actually. Somebody actually reached out from us to us about this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said, "Hey, we want to work with you guys to make a kit."
You guys know what my pick is, so
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I already found the Alibaba for it.
They can use the orange template, but give us Tory Green jerseys in return.
just give
Yeah, they're making it very difficult. Apparently, you can't get that color.
Yeah, just use
And
use the Ajax kit from a couple years ago, the alternate. We can
And
use
listen,
that. As local.
we've been beating this drum for a long time, and the club itself has been trying. I promise you, they have been trying. It just
they're
doesn't.
trying. They are.
Nothing has come up.
It's there's been a lot of swear words on a lot of conference calls, is my guess.
Mhm.
So it's not from lack of swear words, but they'll keep going. So we do. Speaking of good kits, there is new kits in Loyal, but not for the first team.
Not for the first team, dude. Why do Loyal Select get the better jerseys? Is what I want.
They're cool though.
I saw those pinstripes. I was like, "Ooh, damn!"
So it's
So
it looks
right.
it looks like the new replicas, right? But
Yes.
black instead of white, and then with Radies on the front as the title sponsor.
I mean, do you guys want to see it?
For children under
Let's see it,
21
Jerry.
would be weird.
I just want to throw it in here real quick.
New kits
Let's
on the
throw it up.
block. That's great.
Yeah, ooh, there we go.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks like they're pinstripe, but they're
Louise,
it's
new
part of
kits
the
on the
fabric.
block. Fantastic.
Look at
There
this.
you go. Yeah, they look great. And so that black, and it's not a pinstripe with like a hard line. It's actually paneling. It's
Yeah.
actually like a ridge in there. So it looks really good too. So
That's dope.
it's just a fantastic looking kit that they should be pretty proud of. And doesn't make them look like any of our competitors, hopefully. So,
Yeah, I love it. You know, they also were wearing the white kits.
Mm.
If I'm not mistaken. Actually, let me see if I can pull that up here shortly. The funny thing, we're kind of joking around about this. Yeah, I think that one. We're joking about
these do have that, as we said, these have that same paneling in there. You just can't see it when it's white on white. It's harder to see that like lines in there.
The kids, some of them look way older than they actually are. No,
Yeah.
so it's the white, just like that one, except for it says raised children,
Got it.
and it has the SD Loyal Select. So I don't know if you guys noticed that, but the Select logo is different. It just basically says Select right underneath Loyal.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
It's
like
pretty cool.
Kind of like through the Y. Neat.
Yeah. So for those of you that haven't actually seen this yet, why not? Let's share it with you if you're here on YouTube with us. The pictures themselves. So if you go to sdloyal.com, you can find the roster on there, and it has all of the cool kids that are part of the San Diego Loyal with Radius Children on the front. It's the white jerseys, and so they'll be wearing the white and the black is what I'm assuming is going to be their home and away kits. I guess they ran out of hair product, but it is what it is. We're just joking around about the kids. Some of them look super young, and then you get to a point where you're like, look at this kid. He has a mustache. This
That
guy has
mustache
a
is strong.
beard. The beard.
That's some confidence right there. That
Wasn't
mustache came at
Stefano
16.
Stefano was listed at age 1 in something too. I
Yeah.
think that was just a misprint.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really
Caesar
funny
caught that, yeah.
He was listed as age 1, and he's the one with like a full, like, he has just as much stubble as I do.
There was a couple of errors. I don't know if you guys caught those in the posts from the club. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's tough when you're wrangling this amount of kids and getting their information, from their parents through different sources. And
No, this
still
is like
unsure on-
positions being spelled wrong. But yeah, okay.
oh well, that's unexcusable.
Just call them out. They
Oh
spelled-
yeah.
It's like
But no, I
offend-
mean, it's exciting. It's exciting. This Loyal Select stuff has been in the works for a while, right? And this is like the first roster announcement, so it's exciting.
Yes, so exciting. So this has been in the works. It's something
Exactly.
that we get to actually talk about. And by the way, I have reached out. I think we're going to be, as members of the locals and the supporters group, we're going to be able to, when everything goes to normal, we'll be able to go and check these guys out.
Awesome.
See them play.
Nice.
So
Yeah, we'd love to see a game or two, and then really give them the full support, even if there's 50 other people there. That's not what it's about. I mean, that's what we all do this for, right? Like, it's not to be there when there's 5,000 people. It's honestly to be there when there is only 50 people and there's 20 of us, and we're just giving it everything to support them. Just to let them know, like, hey, it's not about us supporting when there's other people in the stands. It's about us supporting when there's people in the field. And that's what I've always loved, is those kind of games where Jerry can speak to somewhat too, with being in Chivas USA, not as like a slight, but like where it was just like kind of you guys and the team, right? Like to some degree, like as the Black Army. I mean, there is that kind of beauty to it as supporters sometimes, and especially with the youth, you get that as a direct connection when they're younger to show them, hey, this is what what you do means to us, and then eventually what this means to this community. So it's pretty fun to go to those things. If you've never been to one where it's just kind of a training match, even if you get the supporters out there, it becomes a whole different kind of vibe that you just don't get in a first team match, because it's almost like this really, really private but also just fun thing as supporters. So
yeah,
I'm
but
looking forward to those.
one thing that I saw somebody post and I thought, wow, that's so true. This is so good. Something along the lines of, the future is built at home. It sounded so good. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
this is exactly it.
That's
So
awesome.
just excited to see these guys, get going. And unfortunately, I don't think that we're making it into this tournament that they just announced recently, because they weren't quite ready to go. But I think any future they will be playing. So it's just some small tournament. They will be playing the actual league of the academy, and they'll be in there playing.
Right.
If you guys notice the age, this is technically a U18 is where they're at. Okay.
Yep. If you
Cool.
want more some of the details from the sources, we did interview Matt Hall and Shannon a couple months ago. I think back-to-back weeks, and they gave a lot of details like that, like what league they're playing in, kind of the structure of it, all that stuff. So these are the players, but the overarching ideals were kind of talked about a couple months ago.
Yeah. So go ahead and make sure that you check that out.
For sure.
So real quick update on the age of the people that would need to be tested. I asked the club, they said they have to confirm, but the initial reaction is going to be yes, that there's very likely that the youth of the locals the little locals will need to be tested.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for clarifying.
But getting confirmation.
Yeah, and then before we go past the Loyal Select, I saw a comment on if we're going to be inviting them into join us in matches. And I think that answer is dependent on how the summer goes. And if we can do that, if we can, yeah, that would be such a fun, awesome experience. Kind of get them integrated into what the supporters experience, supporter culture, and then maybe see them transition from the stands with us, singing, drumming, waving flags, onto the pitch itself. That would be a pretty rad experience to 1 year having, shoulder to shoulder singing and cheering with them, and then the next year see them on the pitch. That would be pretty rad. So I think to that point, it's something we desire to do, but we really have to play within the rules that we're given right now. And I'm not sure if that's a part of it in the beginning of the summer, but maybe as time goes on, who knows?
Cool.
No, anything we can do to kind of wrap our arms around and say that we're here with them and as supporters be with them would be awesome. So as Steve said, anything we can do there is great. It's just up to the club and their home clubs too. Part of this is they only have so much time away from, they're doing their home club, they're doing Loyal Select, and they're doing school. So just always being respectful of kind of what they got going on at home as young adults with all that going on. So I'm excited to see what comes from all this different fruit that's hanging on the tree here that wasn't there even a month ago in terms of Select, in terms of the option to have our section back. So it's pretty big news just in the last week or so. Getting back in there, it doesn't feel like it feels a lot of like, okay, these are steps that maybe seem right, but I'm excited. So yeah, man. Anything else from you guys before we want to jump into kind of a membership update or
No, let's get into some locals news.
Let's do it. Locals news.
Maybe
1 hour
in
in.
10 days. Yeah, we're 8 days, 10 days.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked a lot about stuff, but the season is 8 days away. Like we're here, we're on the doorstep of the season, and it's been a long off season. Don't get me wrong, but we're here. We're it's around the corner, and opening at Phoenix on a Friday night on ESPN2. It doesn't get better than that. I mean, that's the big lights. That's the big stage.
Yeah.
So we were saying before, ESPN Plus might be a problem for you if you're at home, where and even then you might have to figure out a way to watch from home if that's safely where you want to be. Your backyard still might be the best place to watch these days, but we're gonna have some options for you. Our guest tonight, wasn't able to appear just in terms of what we were able to do, and we had so much to talk about, so it wasn't a huge issue. So we'll definitely have Victor on at some point here. As we said, it just wasn't going to be tonight, but part of what he's been working on with us is these watch parties, in terms of just having places you can go and watch the game. But we didn't want to make it one central place to say, hey, you have to go here. And even then, in general, that's never been our style, especially with the county being what it is. Somebody where Vista and Steve is, trying to go to where Jerry is in Spring Valley is, as we all know, between Jerry, Steve, and me, is a fun drive around the county. So sometimes you just want to go down the street, especially during these times. It makes it a lot easier just to go maybe where your neighborhood is or a neighborhood over. So we're going to have some options. The club's going to have some options for us. It's looking more like Second Chance in Carmel Mountain Ranch. It's going to be one of our better locations for anybody in that 15 corridor up where I live. I'll probably be there. And then you'll have places like Creative Creature, Jerry, right over in El Cajon, that's going to be showing the game for us.
Yes.
As well. And we're working on trying to get their next door neighbors. They're Urban, which is a sister or brother location, however you want to say it, or non, gender specific Copart location to the North Park location of Urban Pizza. It's really good pizza if you've never had it before. So that's all right in that corridor too, if you want to go out that way. And then we're looking at Machete down in that region in North National City in the South Bay. And Three Punks is got stuff going on, but it's harder these days with the indoor mandate being just slightly what it is. So we're still working on different locations. Most of what we listed is mostly outdoor, which is nice, or at least has the ability to work indoor, outdoor in a way that accommodates our number of people at this point. So again, those are some options for you. The club's going to have about 10 that they're going to roll out throughout the year, I think, and they're all over the county, but they're going to prioritize, I think, 3 or 4 of those for the first watch party over the few games here, and then as the season goes on, bring some other ones. Yeah.
It won't be very many. No, we're still waiting on confirmation on those, and please keep your ears out. We're going to be kind of moving forward with our own, which it's sounding like, it's sounding like Machete at this point is going to be one of the main spots that we're going to be hanging out for the 30th. But there's going to be a lot of options, which is great. The
Yeah.
more options, the better. I do believe there's a few brewery places. Creative Creature for sure will have the game on, and I believe Three Punk will also have the game on. And they do have, they're kind of open as well. And at Three Punk, I don't believe that Machete is very open. There's a lot of new there's they're just allowed now to have that, so it's kind of cool. But just be prepared because there's going to be a lot of options, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah, and another point to the spreading
Someone will
out,
always do
lots
it
of
too.
options is if we gather in one place, that gives a lot of opportunity for people to maybe drink a little too much and then ignore the COVID rules, and then that's a bad. We want to avoid those situations. We want to avoid any opportunities or any chance of people gathering and doing things that they shouldn't do. And so spreading out more really allows us, number one, to reach more of the county, and number two, to really try to be safe, gatherings of 40, 30 people, and really follow the guidelines and not let things get out of hand. So I'm so excited for the season to start, but we always have to keep in mind the health and safety, because I think we're kind of on the corner of coming out of this thing, and we really need to be careful on actually getting there. We need to jump the hurdle that's around the corner. So
yeah, we want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
For sure. Good point. Well said.
As we said with our section, like that's our goal here, is to make everybody have assurance. If we're going to do the things we want to do, we want people there to feel safe and have an assurance that everybody around them has gone through the same threshold of responsibility that they have. And then same with the watch parties here, right? So that's the idea, is spreading it out, as Steve said, is
so to that point, I think Jerry mentioned it, but like, if you guys have ideas on your local favorite places, please reach out to us. Our DMs are always open. Our personal accounts, the locals account. We are always looking for more places. We've mentioned this 100 times on this podcast, but we locals are not just the 15 leadership members. We locals are every single one of you members as well. So if you guys live in Encinitas and you have a place you love and you think that they'll show the game and you're friends with the bartenders, reach out to them, reach out to us, because we need to spread and grow. And so please don't be shy. Somebody mentioned a North County location, and I live in North County, and I have spots that are in mind, and I need to reach out to them. But if you have a place that you love that you think would show the game, do the same. Be an active member of this and actively grow and help us build and kind of grow this network that we really want to build, because we can't do it alone. It's really about fostering this culture of I love this sport, I love this game, I love these people. Let's build this together. So please don't be shy. Don't hesitate to reach out to your local places and us, because we'll reach out on from our perspective, but we need to know what's out there and what you guys think. So don't hesitate. Please.
Yeah, please stop just wondering if you should talk to us about these things. Just do it. Right. And talking about growing and making this bigger, we do have an event actually coming up. Oh, look, it's it's right there. Look at that. You can't see it. It's at Machete Beer House. We're going to be there this Monday, coming up Monday on the 26th between 6 and 7. It might go a little bit later. If you're 21 and up, make sure that you join us. Steve can't make it right now in the image. He's hiding over there.
He's under the
he's under the image. But you can see right here. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
We're going to be at Machete, 2325 Highland Avenue in National City. If you're 21 and up, join us on the 26th. It's a Monday.
Yep.
6 o'clock. Yes, I know it's a school night. All right, just join us. We're going to hang out. You don't have to actually drink or nothing. Just hang out with us. It's probably better. They have fantastic beer. It says 6 to 7.
It's one of the best.
Come make some noise with us. We're going to beat some drums, learn some chants. We might have some of the chavos there also teaching us some of their stuff. Just, I don't know.
They were
some
cool.
crazy-
There's some chants that we did on Saturday were cool. Yeah, those were awesome. So
They were
I'd love
amazing.
to get more on those. Yeah, so
That's
that's where their heads are at a lot. I find a lot of the chavos is really straight up in the chants. So it's
amazing.
cool to see what they're concocting and brewing up in their lab. And we've had some in ours too. So get them out in the drums and get them out in the voices and get them ready for this. This is fun though. I also like learning while doing the podcast. It's a whole new.
All right, it's going away.
This is.
What were you doing, Steve? What is that? Oh, look at that. Hold on. That's beautiful. The scarf. Steve
So
showed me.
I had to go get it because I have just been informed by Floatle that she has finished all of the scarf shipments today.
All of
What?
them?
That's like 250
That's,
shipments.
that's a lot.
No way she did
Yeah,
it.
so I got to get the labels and get those to her.
No!
Those will print at home, and then she's got to slap the labels on
Oh no!
in the massive box to the post office. So
Took you out by
No
accident.
way. Wow.
That's craziness, dude.
Yeah.
200 what?
200 plus.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I had to get it. So shout out to my wife when you guys get your stuff. Yeah. So
Nice. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
incredible.
shows the other side. Shows the other side real quick. I want to see the other side of the scarf. So
Yeah,
this
so
is the beauty of it. It's like you can pick what
That's
color
the
you
very
want.
local side, orange and yellow. Kind of makes your eyes like a traffic cone. You hold that up, your eyes are just drawn to it.
and bum is prominent.
So
Yeah,
good.
the circle bum right in the middle.
Love it.
that, Travis. And then
Yes,
the
very good.
back-
Such a good
back
design.
screen.
Shouts to Travis.
Shouts to Travis. I'm
Shout
gonna talk about something else that he did too.
always.
Yeah.
I love
so-
how Travis builds designs. It's kind of like step by step, like keeps adding in, layering in elements.
So there you go with events. Okay, so friendly reminder again, Drum Chant Circle on Monday, 6 to 7, Highland Avenue, Machete Beer House, 2325 Highland Avenue, 21 and up. Join us on Monday. Also, we've been talking about this already. If you haven't been paying attention, and if you remember, you know about this already. We have a beer. We've been working with Creative Creature. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Beautiful people here working with Creative Creature. They have been making a beer for the locals, and I don't know, should we show them what the label's gonna look like? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
we should.
Yeah.
Those of you that are listening in the audio, you're gonna have to check this out. I know it's
This
like
is why
you
we
can
do stuff on
scroll
YouTube.
you can scroll in and actually see. Should we show them? I don't know
I
if
like how Jerry was giving me stuff about podcast people before.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah,
Before
I
we
know.
move on from the scarves too much, I want to shout out Eileen as well for the scarves and the keychains and stuff. She was incredible in ordering everything. So ordering and being involved and tracking and managing everything. So before we move on, shouts to Eileen.
Yeah, shout out to
and knowing
Eileen.
that it's
Shout out to
quality
Travis.
before it even shows up.
Oh, did Travis just nix
like,
it? He says no.
He said no. All right, sorry guys. The artist said no. We're not gonna show the art. You're gonna have to wait.
So
Yeah, sorry.
He gets the
that's how
final
that
say.
works. Yeah,
I am
Travis
president, but
Art.
I am not the boss.
He directed no.
Yep.
Eileen. Yeah, I don't know. He's now saying stuff. So maybe if you hang out you can see it, but yeah, it's probably not, it looks like. But yeah, when it comes out it'll be really good.
Oh,
I'm
he
not
said
gonna
just
give you
kidding.
anything else.
He said just kidding.
Yeah. The other thing about
You never
Travis
take
is he's
anything
never
Travis says
serious.
seriously.
Yeah, he's never serious ever. So
Okay, we're gonna show it. Oh, what? Hey, this is
Again,
this is a
the
this
beer
is
was named beer was named by one of our own, obviously, but Daryl
Daryl.
threw out the name suggestion of 109, like Buck 09, the people who do the theme song for this very podcast here, and it came out even better than one could have imagined. I'm pretty happy with it, and
Yeah.
makes me fuzzy and warm inside when I look at it. It's
All
actually
right.
one of my favorite pieces of art that Travis has done for the locals, actually.
So this song is called My Town by Buck09. We're in section 109, as you guys know. So of course the beer's called the 109. You guys ready? Here it is. Sorry, Steve, you're gonna be back out of this. Hold on. Actually, is there a way for me to? Oh no, that's gonna cut everybody off. Oh, maybe it is. Hold on, let's see. Hey!
Yeah, we
There's-
have to lean totally over. There you go.
There you go. The 109 local style pale ale. It's a beer that is a pale, but it's a local style, so it's gonna be hoppy. So if you guys are like hoppy beer, it's not gonna be quite an IPA, but it's gonna be a pale ale, so you can drink it on game days. Hopefully, I'm still covered. Whatever. It's a Centennial, Cascade, and Galaxy hops pale ale. How do you guys like that? Look
I
at that.
can't wait for my keg.
You getting a keg?
I want one.
Just because you're the president now, you're gonna just.
No, I don't throw my weight around.
He has a kegerator. I would get
Yeah.
a keg too, but I have nowhere to put it. It would be silly.
In your belly,
Yeah, I'd
Hold
be
on.
like a college kid with it in my garage
right?
in a cooler.
What happens if
Yeah.
I do
With the trash can of ice.
Yeah,
Oh, you
Oh,
can back away.
here?
No, yeah, that'd be my status.
No. Oh, look at that! Oh man,
We can all take turns.
That's an
hiding behind
improvement on the
Bum.
show. That's
what
a
do you
big
guys think?
improvement
Hopefully,
on
you
the
guys
show.
like it. Is that awesome? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
So-
just get me out of here. For anybody listening on audio, they just pushed me out of the video and put Bum in the label up over me. But
Sorry.
I think it's a huge improvement. I'll just be the voice of Bum. This is Bum. Hey guys,
that's what he sounds like.
I don't. This is Bum. I don't know. I haven't worked with Bum. This is Bum, man. He sounds a little too much like an ass. He came from. Like regionally, you can't come up with a voice for him. He like any.
So
This is Bum.
this is where I was going to
Jack
go with this.
McBrayer is the
Daryl.
voice of
Yeah,
Bum.
when will it be available? Well, guess what? 2 to 3 weeks. It is
Yeah.
now. We're basically just going to be waiting on canning, and there's going to be a lot available. So make sure that you guys get ready to buy it all out. They're going to have a bit, but not that much. So
No.
yeah,
Very.
and it might
select.
not ever. I mean, unless we really, really push, it might not ever be made again. Hopefully, it's delicious. We haven't had the pleasure of tasting it yet, but
Yet.
2 to 3 weeks. It's probably gonna be closer to 2.5 weeks. I don't know. But there you go. I think we should just end the show on that note, because golly, man, that thing
do
is
it.
Yeah.
beautiful. Travis,
We're
dude,
good.
look at this. Oof.
We got some stuff to talk about though. If you are curious about our takes on the Sockers game or maybe the background we had here, we can hit you in the post show.
Oh, yeah,
hang
yeah,
out with
post show.
us.
Post
Yeah,
show.
hang out in the post show and we'll talk about Sockers and the wall behind us. But for anybody who's on the podcast, that's what you miss by not being here live with us or not checking out the YouTube feed. So if you want to, you can head over to YouTube to check that out. But we'll talk about those stuff in the post show.
All right,
Jerry's
that's it.
got
That's gonna
something
do it for us in this episode. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you're still here, hang out. We're gonna be talking about some more stuff and showing some other videos and things like that. But for those of you that are on audio, that's it. That's gonna do it for us. The beer itself is going to be the 109 Locals Pale Ale is going to be available at Creative Creature in El Cajon. Creative Creatures, where you're going to be able to get it. I'm not sure if they're going to be sending out any of those to other places. I don't know. We haven't really gotten to that point yet. We'll see first. I mean, I'm just excited to be able to have this beer available to us. So, and they also are going to be playing most of the matches at the brewery if you want to go and check them out too. So, go and support them. They have fantastic beer. They do some fantastic sours. They do really creative stuff. They have some really good things in the works. So go and check them out. But that's going to do it for us. Anything you guys want to add? No? Okay, cool. That's it.
The season's next week. Let's
It's
go.
coming. We're right there.
Join us next Tuesday for our mega podcast with all
was
our
gonna
friends. We have a couple of them in the chat here, but we'll have Cesar Hernandez. We'll have Two Balls, one mic, but with many mics. And all of us here, as well as our fair weather friends as
Super
well.
pod.
So
Super pod.
it'll be a super pod. Yeah, we'll have everybody together. So join us Tuesday at 8 p.m. It will be the jam, and we'll try and break down the game, but we'll all just kind of laugh at what each other's doing. Is my
That's
guess.
very
So,
likely what's going to happen.
Yeah. That's probably what's gonna
Luckily, I'm going to be leading it with a lot of energy. So you guys should be able to, hang in there with us.
I'll be
and-
derailing it with just as much.
Drew's gonna be with bum energy over here. Yeah, I'm just cool.
This is Bob. I'll have a voice.
All right, that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Doing a podcast this way. I'm talking this way to the wall.
All right.
All right.
Jerry,
All
is
right.
that the way I
Good.
do a podcast?
No,
Hey,
don't
Gary,
do
this new background looks interesting. Can you tell me something about
This-
it?
background.
Yeah. What is what? I see a Padres logo in there. I think they won tonight. I don't know.
Oh, what a-
Not gonna go there. Not gonna go there, Jerry.
Is that too interesting? Let me see here. Hold on. Let me show everybody. This is what it actually looks
Yeah, get us out of here.
like. Can I do that?
I cannot.
Yeah, we're like it's like those windows that yeah.
This is
So
this
yeah,
is
these
for
are
all the
these are
people.
physical walls, but they're not
These are
actual walls.
They're actual walls.
Yeah, they're actual walls, but it's
Or is there-
a yeah, it's a board essentially, but it's got stickers, it's got art. Some of you might have contributed to this art, but what you're looking at is the amalgamation. These are all real images, by the way, so it looks almost fake, like somebody did this in like a digital image processor, like Photoshop or something, but it's real. So with paper mache, kind of glue, and printings, paper or stickers. We applied this to this wallish coating, these boards that look like a wall. And this is the background the team used as their photo background for their media day. So it'll be pretty cool to see a lot of team images with all of these different contributions from the community, right? You can see anything that locals have done, anything Travis has drawn for locals, pretty much anything he's drawn. I don't think there's a single thing he hasn't done that's not on there, right?
Yeah,
Jerry?
no. So this is pretty much almost. No, I'm pretty sure that this is not everything, but there is the majority of Travis's work is on here. These are
everything.
It's amazing.
Faux brick walls. Obviously, as Drew mentioned, they're not actual walls. We're asking for art. So if you guys remember that we were asking for art for a little while, this is what it was for. And so if you see your art in here, there you go. I think I'm pretty sure Kyle has his piece of art there. You'll see it on the left-hand side, near the Republic posters, right where it says Republic. You'll see it near there. Travis has it all over the place. There's a couple of things that are mine in there as well. Like everybody that contributed, it's in there. And
it's bigger
so
than you'd think. Like
it's
it
a
looks
lot
small
bigger
here because it's in your phone or your screen or whatever you're looking
it's
at.
8 feet by 8 feet.
It's bigger than me, and I'm big.
8 feet by 8 feet is what it is.
And so I had to like stare up at it, and like even if I wanted to throw a sticker on the top of that, I'd have to like put my arm all the way up and jump.
Oh, see, look, this is so cool. So, Luis, yes, it is not a Chivas crest. It's actually a localized Chivas crest. And there's
but
a
your
bunch
eye.
of those in
Jerry
there.
loves that your eye is drawn there, even when
Immediately
it's
drawn
out of
there.
focus.
I love it.
It's right in the center.
It is not a Chivas sticker. If you look at it really close
No,
up,
it's bum.
it's bum on there, and it's amazing. It's so good.
So
You
well,
guys,
so
I
well
can't
done.
wait
There's some Cholos versions of the Cholos logo on there as
Yep.
well with bum and as well. So everybody's represented. It's honestly gorgeous up close, and they'll have them probably at games for you guys to come check out or at the store, hopefully eventually, to check out. But it just really
Add
was,
to it.
yeah, add
So
to it, add stuff to it,
That's
bring
cool. Here's
stuff, it's a pilgrimage,
Here's the thing, though. Like we what we wanted to do is have additional walls added at some point. Obviously, where we're playing right now, we can't actually put this up at Torero Stadium. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to really have this. So that's true. But it sounds like the club wants it in one of their offices where they have their meetings, and it's gonna be there for a bit until we have our own stadium where we can actually have it, and then you can go in and add to it. However, it will be accessible, and I think you'll be allowed to go up and look at it. The players again had their media day recently and took pictures in front of it, so you might have seen some of our players already post some pictures. I think Anthony.
Yeah, dude, that guy go follow him on Instagram. If you don't follow him on Instagram,
he's a good leaker.
He's amazing on Instagram.
He's a good
By
leaker.
leaker, I mean he just documents.
He's a good leaker.
He just puts the camera.
He's a leaker. Oh my god, Drew.
Well, like, he's a leaker. Leakers.
It's gold.
I don't even want us on the screen anymore. This is just so beautiful.
I know
But
it's so
you guys-
pretty, but like
if you see it,
Anthony's great
oh.
because he just posts what's happening
Yeah,
in their
so-
lives. Like he doesn't.
Oh,
care.
Lizzie
He'll-
too. Lizzie posted
Yeah.
the picture with the blurred in the background. Let me see if I can post that up.
Yeah,
So
Lizzie's
Kyle
picture's
just
awesome.
asked, are there signatures on the wall or just phrases and words? There's some signatures on there. We all signed the wall, all of us who were involved. My
there's some
son,
funny
my
phrases,
son
too.
was there. His little footprints on there.
Yeah.
Shoot,
Yeah.
you will be able to add your name to
The
it.
only regret is that
Oh.
every member couldn't come and put their own
Sure.
signature on there.
One day.
That's the big regret, right? And
One
so, as Steve said, you can come and add to it. You can come touch it and put anything you want on it. When we can put it in a space that's accessible to everybody. So, wherever
Yeah,
the
this
club
wall
can
is yours.
facilitate that, it'll be great. It's in their possession at this point, so we'll see what they can do in terms of making it accessible. As Jerry said, either in a conference room or something like that. But the goal
thing
is
is
to make it accessible to everybody. It was just kind of
Yours. It's
those we could have out
Not our
to
wall.
put stuff on. Yeah,
it's not our wall, it's your wall. And so at the end of the
Exactly.
day, we want to make sure that you guys can add to it and do whatever you want to this wall. And that's, I mean, you already did. You already added to it without even realizing that this is what we were doing with it, right? This is the cool thing about this group is you're always going to be welcome in to add to it. And this is yours. This is not, it's not ours, it's yours.
No, we've said this from the very beginning. The locals are nothing without our members.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
100%.
Yeah, and like I didn't have a say in a lot of this, considering my face is on a lot of it with meat to mouth on there. As well.
There's a meat to mouth.
You can't see it from here, but like right under Sal Zizzo, like over to the left where it says Black Lives Matter and this big arrow pointing to it, just to the left of that, there's Sal Zizzo and the
everybody's like squinting right now trying to see it.
yeah,
I
everybody's
am.
like trying to like really.
I was there and I am.
Yeah. And then just under that, there's something there. There's a little thought bubble. It says, "That's a spicy meatball," and that's my face doing meat to mouth under Sal. So even stuff like that it's very detailed that you can't even see on this level. That there's so much detail. On,
You'll
like,
probably
micro
eventually
level.
find things that you didn't even realize they were there the first time you did it.
Oh my god!
So crazy.
Just the first time I came up to look at it, like I haven't even done anything yet. I just stared at it for like 25 minutes.
Look at this is one shot that we saw from Lizzie with the background.
Yeah.
Like it's blurred out, but you can already see how cool these shots are looking.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to see what else they did.
Yeah, it's so cool.
So
And yeah, just anybody do a
And we're
selfie
back.
in front of it. Go to the once they have it up at the office, go take a selfie in front of it. You know what you can. We'll try and make it available as a background or whatever we can do. But it's a labor of love from everyone. This is your thoughts inspired this too.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to. It's one of those rare things where you see a piece of art and you go, oh, it means a lot to me personally in a way that a lot of art doesn't. And it truly is art. So
Yeah.
that's what's kind of cool about it.
heck yes. No, I'm excited for that to be able to see some of these pictures and to share with you guys so that you guys can add to it too, because it's not done. It's not even close to being done. There's so many spots in there where you can put stickers and again, your art, anything that you want to do. There's a lot of, I think actually, you know what? I'm going to look for something else. Oh, dude, Travis. Oh, we should, Travis, you're awake.
Our artist is
talk about this.
Yeah, Charlie
Because
Answer.
he did a piece of art for it specifically just on this wall that says Charlie don't surf, and it's so good. So cool.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's really fun.
There's so much art that Travis has done. That's just unbelievable.
It's crazy. So
And
we'll
there's
be
stuff
posting
you
some behind the
didn't
scenes
see
stuff.
before that flew under the radar, right? That you were just like, oh, I missed this. And like, when did you create this? And it might have been like 6 months ago or a year ago, but you just forgot about it. And it's just in there. So
Yeah, we're gonna eventually. What I want to do is post some behind the scenes pictures and everything like that. Once there's a little bit more of the actual content that the club releases, and then we'll get some stuff out. And yes, I know there were some people asking about making it their background. Absolutely, I think we're gonna make some backgrounds for your iPhone and some wallpapers and stuff like that with it, because it's
it's
just
right under Jerry's name is where Charlie Don't Surf is, by the way.
Is that where it is?
Yeah,
Can
if
you
you're looking
see-
at like
oh, yeah, you can
Jerry's
see it.
name in the stream right now. It's like
We
right
see where it
under
says 109,
there. Yeah, thanks for Tom.
and where you see where it says 109, it's right there too. You can see it.
Our director of philanthropy, getting people volunteers and vaccines and pointing out stuff with his eagle eyes over there. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. I'm looking for a picture that we took. Actually, the only person that got a picture in front of this, and it's so amazing, just to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, is Steve. So I'm trying to find the picture, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to it on time.
Uh-oh.
No.
Because I want to just like, no,
Why
we're
don't
not
you
even
talk about
recording
it? How
anymore.
cool is the poster too? We haven't
I
talked
found
about it on the show. The poster's great, right? This
Yeah.
poster.
The poster? The
Yeah.
poster.
We never.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's got
that
Bum in it.
poster.
Yeah,
We never even talked about that.
we never talked about it. We haven't put it in the show.
I hope
yet,
somebody
but-
saved me
I'm
one.
so tired, Drew. Wake up, bro. Seriously, I'm
just
gonna call
here.
you out right now. You're like, you're sounding like this. Like,
I'm just melting into my mic. I need to eat my ice cream after the show. I think that's what I learned. I think if I eat ice cream before the show, my body's just like, hey, you ate your ice cream. Day is over. You don't need to do anything.
Let me see
Lydia
if I can
said teacher eyes. Yeah, so
teacher eyes.
I'm just
Teacher
done here.
eyes.
I'm done here.
Yeah, that's exactly. All right, let's see.
I'm like Harrison Ford. The Millennium Falcon.
Man, I gotta do some Photoshop in here to be able to get your picture, Steve, because it's not coming up as a JPEG. All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Got it. I think I got it.
Louis 420s every day.
I think I got it.
Come on.
Or maybe I don't. Dang it.
Yes, Jeremy, we talked about his fuck yeah video.
What?
Jeremy's comment.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yes.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we did.
Since you're here
Who's
late,
spraying the water? Did we figure out who's just throwing water? Who went limbs on the water? That's what I want to know. Because Charlie's face is fantastic, but is that Morgan behind with the water?
probably knowing him.
This we haven't figured out yet. I didn't want to derail the whole podcast, but this is something I've been wondering for since I saw the video. Who's with the water? Morgan?
Why does it matter?
I'm sure. I think it's Morgan.
I think it's Morgan.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Corbin
All right,
says
check
accurate.
this out.
I think it's accurate.
Oh, it's loading. Oh, come on. I can't wait till everybody can take pictures in front of this thing.
I know.
Steve gets
Yeah.
first, apparently. But look at
Trust
how,
us. It's just really pretty.
look at how cool. Look,
Oh,
look
look at that same shirt. I own more than one shirt, I promise.
Yeah.
I
He's wearing a different Padres hat though, at least.
Oh, look.
am.
Like Drew is now Steve.
I'm now double Steve. This is what Steve wishes was. He wishes he could just trade two of them instead
There
of
we
having
go.
me as a troublemaker.
That's great.
That's how we're gonna do the podcast now.
Hey Steve.
Yeah,
Can
and I'll just
we-
talk
can
behind
we-
my
Jerry and I
face.
take out $1,000 to do this thing that we didn't ask you about. He looks really positive. He looks really happy about it. I think we can do it, Jerry.
And I retroactively disapprove.
Yeah. As long as we have two members of finance listening, I think it's legal,
Right.
That's
It'd be
what
fun.
it says.
You don't need me. You don't need me at all.
No, yeah.
Hey, we
No.
can't not talk. So apparently it's a congratulations to the Padres.
But the pictures look great in front of there. Yeah, that's what Jerry's saying. It's really fun.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Chappie. So this is an actual. I don't know if you're just joining us, dude. This is actually a polo that they have at the store, only available
Jerry's.
to see for Jerry.
For people named Jerry Jimenez. No, I thought it was Jimmy Jimenez. It's Jimmy, right?
I just taped it.
But isn't it Jimmy Jimenez?
It's Jimmy Jimenez. Hey, talking about Jimmy Jimenez, you know what they did? Hold on.
I thought it was
Here we go.
Geraldo.
Let's bring you guys back. It's Gerardo. No. So I work for the Sockers and I do their social media, their game day social media. For those of you that didn't know, the San Diego Sockers, 15-time champions
15 times the Sockers. 15 times.
of Sunday. As of Sunday,
Yes.
Yeah,
the Sockers won the championship. And they, on my pass, it says Jimmy and not Jerry. It says Jimmy Jimenez. Yeah. And so we're now have started the campaign to get Jimmy a ring. Hopefully it ends up going to me. If that I don't know if I don't think that Craig Elston, my boss, is going to be seeing this, but whatever. He already knows.
I did send Craig a thing that said get Jerry a ring. So he
Get
knows
Jimmy a
who
ring.
the ring should go to. But then I also said get Jimmy a ring. So he might get 2 rings. You might get 2 rings. I think that's actually the best case scenario here.
One for your
You might
third
get one
son,
for you
Jimmy.
and one for Jimmy. Yeah.
Dude, I'm running around like crazy. So Tony was there. Go and check that out too. He has a hilarious video. Two Balls and a Mic have a hilarious video of Tony's trip over to the first match on Friday.
Hmm.
They played 2 matches. It was best of 3 technically. So if the Sockers
Sunday
would
was for
have
real.
won Friday and Sunday, if they won the 2 matches, they wouldn't have to play anymore. they would win. However, they lost the second match. So they had to play a mini game on Sunday. It was ridiculous. But we got a ring.
Look at Choppy's comment. Jerry for locals and Jimmy for soccers. No conflict of interest. None whatsoever. That's so good.
That's a great way of looking at it. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
good.
get it. Hey, I brought
Jimmy's my
some
brother. He works for the soccer.
He's my twin brother.
He's my
Dude,
brother.
no, because I have a face mask. That's fantastic.
Perfect.
I brought a couple of videos with me to share that I was able to capture actually that I made for.
You should tell Nydia that too. It should be when you mess up, just be like, it's Jimmy's fault. That was me.
Oh.
It was Jimmy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I brought a couple of videos with me to share with you
Be right
guys.
back. Then I want to talk about the soccer after. But yeah, go share your video. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Okay, no.
I remove you. Go. So you'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to share. I don't know how I ended up here. Obviously I'm covering the Soccers, but I mean I don't know how this, like, I was afforded this this responsibility of, hey, you better bring a second change of clothes if we win. And I was like, what do you talk? Oh, and this is what they meant. Here we go.
So did you have a second? Did you have a change of clothes?
Yeah, luckily I did.
Good for you. I was gonna say, how's that drive home?
Dude, I don't. So here's the thing. I still smell like champagne. It's crazy. It gets into everything. Imagine doing that, but with San Diego Loyal when they.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay, so that was so much fun though, and congratulations again to the Soccers. All I did was just take my camera and take cool pictures. But check this
You're
out.
so humble.
Look at this. Look. Hold on. Those are my goggles I was wearing.
Ah, nice.
during
Nice.
that. So I just put him right there. So yeah, that was really cool. I
Nice.
do have another video. This one I really want to do, even if we don't win any. Like the first time we beat Phoenix this season, I want to do this just because I want to do it.
Let's
I'll
do it.
find any reason to do this right here and celebrate and do this right here. Here we go. Dude, did you see that? I almost got killed in one of
Yeah.
those. I almost got destroyed, but
we will do that this season at Truro Stadium.
we have to.
Yeah.
You guys didn't let
Grandma,
Sonny-
grandma,
You didn't let
Grandma
Sonny
be
go on
damned.
the loosh? Come on,
Dude, that would have been gross for Sonny. I don't think he wanted to do that. I was actually talking to
Sonny
Sonny.
was out of his costume within 15 minutes of the game. So he didn't
I was
die.
talking to Sonny in the green room. He was dying, dude. It was so hot. He's like, ugh.
Oh my god! It was
Yeah,
so
should we
hot.
go into a
Ontario's
mini
got
game?
Great lights, but they're bright lights because they're good lights. So
We-
Ontario's lights are even hotter than the sports arena's lights.
Yeah.
It was warm. It was really
Mm.
warm under those lights. So I can definitely believe that from Sonny. But as Steve said, yeah, I think we'll do this at some point
Totally.
for sure. Do the beer league.
and probably better. Those guys were terrible at it. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
noticed. But
Yeah, one of them like sat down and like barely slid. I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
down the ramp where the players walk onto the pitch would be perfect.
Yeah.
That would actually be pretty good, Cheppy. Yeah, if you could get it onto the field.
No, we're gonna put a trampoline in front of 109. And we're gonna jump from 109 on the trampoline.
And
on the slip and slide.
Corey Herzog's gonna
You
catch
remember
up
the
with
slip and
one of
slides
the.
with like the pool at the end where they'd like
His
ramp
chest.
it up where it had like a
He's gonna
sprinkler
hit
over the front. Yeah, you can
Oh,
do
a
it.
sprinkler and a
can-
slip and slide. Oh, that's a disaster.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
modern feats.
we're all gonna just go right at Corey Herzog from the slip and slide, and he's gonna head us into the goal. Every single one of us.
Nice. No, we're gonna slip and slide, and every local that's still watching is gonna get a bowl of cereal.
he checked what your weight is beforehand.
Yes. One of the small boxes, one of those like travel boxes.
Yeah. Here
He
you go.
likes to
Here you
check
go.
what your
Here you
weight
go.
is beforehand. It doesn't matter. He just goes like, "Hey, what's your weight?" It doesn't matter. You could say like 450 pounds. He's like, "No, okay." He just like, right? It just makes you feel
Yeah,
more
dude.
assured that he asks, right? Just so he knows how much neck, he has to give each header. Just a little. Yeah, okay. I'm excited.
Your stadium should have a water toboggan, Old Miller Park style. Yeah, you know what
So
toboggan is?
Miller Park, it still has it, bro. Like they still got it. Like
Do
they'll
they?
still have. So yeah, I know what he's talking about. So what they got is Bernie had a literal slip, like a slide. So Bernie is the Brewers mascot. He's the friar for the
Yes,
Brewers.
Evan.
He's the guy who's lives in a mug, and is like this super German dude with the
Same
giant
as
mustache.
Bernie. I didn't know that.
Bernie, and he has a chalet in outfield, and where he comes out of his chalet, and then he like stands there and is like, "I'm a German bastard." I don't know what he does. But he walks around the stadium, he does whatever, and then when the Brewers score a run, if they score a home run, he's supposed to be up at his chalet, and if they score a home run, he rides a slide, literally like a huge slide that's like 2 stories tall, down from his chalet into a mug of beer. So he rides into a mug of beer.
But
And then he used to do that back at County Stadium. Now he does it onto a platform to be more family friendly, I guess. I don't know. I'm against all of it, but he still rides down a slide when he scores a home run.
Travis,
You
thank
can hear
you.
me die inside a little bit because as a kid, it was the coolest thing to watch this guy just like slide into a giant mug, like a human-sized person, slide into a giant mug of beer whenever they scored a home run. It was just magical.
It's pretty
I don't know.
freaking magical. I want to celebrate like
Pretty
that.
cool.
Everything.
So it is sad. So I get what Two Balls is referencing. It's pretty cool. Maybe
So
we can do that.
I'm going to see if I can do this real quick. For those of you that were talking about Chivas, the Chivas sticker, Travis was nice enough to send me the image so I can show you guys. If you're still here, I don't know, but say if you're here. Otherwise, I'm just not going to throw it up because it doesn't make sense to do that.
You gotta wait about 10 seconds, I think.
10 seconds. Oh, yeah, because we're on a little bit of a delay, huh? There's still 15 people here. I don't know. Oh, my gosh. I hate that. Yes, Avmer. I did. Dude, it looks so
I did
delicious.
not see that. What is that about?
Looks really good.
Oh, yeah. So Arrogant Bastard.
Throw me the whiskey.
Stone's coming out with the whiskey, and it's
Whoa,
Arrogant
they got a license for it. Damn.
Yep. And it looks amazing. It's coming out soon. It's not out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
People want to see it, Jerry.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can do it. Hold on. I'm working on it. For some reason, so the .heic end is ridiculous because it won't
Just
let
change
me-
it to .jpeg.
I know.
Your
I'm just
computer
not-
knows.
That's what I'm doing, Steven.
Hmm.
Your
David!
computer doesn't care.
Nick
Computer's
Mana,
like,
Hold on.
next, Steven.
Nick Mana.
I love that so much. My
Next,
gosh.
Mana. So what I
Next,
figured out is it's
Mana.
like really deep in the back of your throat. I can't get there yet, but
No,
we're working on it.
no, can't do it.
Shout out Nick Duffy, who went to the
Yeah,
circus.
they're here. It's a Stone District. Yeah, dude. It's on Stone. Okay, here we go. And pow. That's right. Look at that. So it's a I don't know if you can tell, but the tree is actually a Tory tree, and then there's 2 bums. Right. Loyal Soccer Club de San Diego. That's bum on the head. Come on. It's beautiful. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hold on. What's happening? There we go. Yeah, because Steve's not even paying attention.
I am paying attention, Jerry. I'm always paying attention.
Ah,
Ever vigilant.
I see what Drew did. Oh
Yeah,
no!
you know I did.
Oh
You know I did.
no! So Drew now has as much power as I do, and now we're
Oh, did he log in?
yeah.
Yeah, power to do
You guys gonna fight?
Oh no!
You guys are lucky. I don't know how to do that. So
we figured out that you can log 2 in at once while we're doing this. So
Oh,
it's very
no.
fun for Jerry and I that now we can just overwrite whatever.
I'm screwed, huh?
If we want.
No, you guys are just gonna fight amongst each other, and I'm gonna be fine.
Mostly, but it's honestly just funny. It's more
Yeah.
so funny just when one of us is trying to do, like when we have the same thought and the other one tries to do it 2 seconds later and then is like, oh wait, what? Yep. So
Yo,
that's been the
That-
most
there's
fun
an
we've
echo,
had doing
dude.
it.
I think that's you.
No, that was me doing my voice like I was
No. There's definitely still an echo on top. I know you were doing that, but there's an echo. Steven. Oh, now it's gone.
Okay.
And oh, he muted himself. That's why.
No.
Yeah.
The Chivas
have a
Locals press
microphone.
is fantastic. Yeah, Luis said it's really well done. Like it was one of the ones that was I think like better.
Oh yeah, dude, it's my favorite.
And Travis gets detail and understands the history too. He doesn't just go. He doesn't like ape a crest without like reading about it first. So,
Yeah.
he does a pretty fantastic job with each one. I think.
Travis said I could make it into stickers if I wanted to, but that I need to give him like half of them, and I'm broke right now. So eventually, those will be stickers, and
I
when I can
bet.
give Travis half of them.
That's a guarantee for stickers at some point from Jerry because. He
Oh,
likes
yeah.
both those things.
Are you kidding me? Heck yeah, I'm making that thing into stickers and putting it all
No,
over.
Weston and I will sponsor a run of loyal Tottenham stickers when we're less mad at our club.
That's fair.
Maybe 6 months from now, if we get Nagelsmann. Like,
Are we
6 months from
are we
now.
gonna talk Super League or what?
Oh
Oh,
no!
we did on Tuesday. We can right now if you want to.
Oh man, go for it.
You mean
I'm
that
happy.
shit?
I'm happy to never have supported a club that went there.
I was
gonna
gonna
say
say Steve is happy because Steve's never supported a club in the Europe.
Correct.
So just for him, he's like, I never have to deal with this shit.
That's true.
No, it's just
But to be
greed
fair,
and
it's also why you don't
terrible,
care about MLS. Like I think that you find it hard to align with
yeah.
you.
I don't want to even support my club.
No, it's
At all.
why like it's why right now I'm finding it very hard to align with whatever this group of ownership feels like is the future of this club for the next 4 or 5 years.
For
I think for
for,
Jerry,
for Spurs?
obviously they want to sell their club as soon as possible
Yeah.
at this point.
Jerry, did you see that? Did you see that Grant Wall tweet today that was like Woodward resigned after it all happened, and like was BBC Sport like put out, oh, Woodward is all good and he couldn't align with what Manchester United wanted, and Grant Wall tweeted like, yeah, he obviously planted this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that was planted by Woodward for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a lot of planted stories. Mourinho planted a
no
story
doubt.
about him being against the Super League, and that's why he got fired, not because he sucks. Got fired
Yeah.
because he sucks.
I don't even know if
But,
this is the
it
right
was-
thing song.
It was
but
pretty funny. There was that one. There was another story
Came
about
back
him
UEFA
like, wanting
Champions
to
League
play
game.
with different players or whatever. Duffy said Nagelsmann to Bayern. Actually, Duffy, he's Leipzig doesn't want him to go to Bayern, and he's still under contract there. So if he went to Nick, this is the Nick minute part of the podcast. Hey, Mr. Duffy, he's not going to go to Bayern. 'cause he's gonna go to
Stop it. It's too good.
Because the problem is Leipzig doesn't want him to go to Bayern, and he's still under contract, so he could go to Spurs, but not to Bayern possibly in this
Yeah.
offseason. He might go to Bayern in like 2 years, but if he's going to go to Spurs, it would be this offseason.
Did you guys see the UPSL tweet that was like 300 teams
Dude,
in the UPSL? Sounds a little bit like a Super League.
Yeah.
What? So good.
Yeah, and to the people who are commenting MLS is a Super League, I don't disagree. It's a closed league. It's that's why all this San Diego MLS stuff kind of,
Oh, thank Travis.
yeah, there's two aspects to it, right? Part of it's like, okay, cool. Part of it's like that, that sucks because what we have here going right now is really authentic, really grassroots. And MLS putting their kind of stamp on it is a whole different level, and it's all corporate, and it I don't know.
Yeah, it's
different. It's different. It's a different feel.
I've
No.
held myself from saying a lot of things that I want to say just because I wanted to get all the facts straight before I start like causing havoc, and I'm
Yep.
just glad that I don't have to even talk about it too much
No,
because
that
it's dead now. It's dead.
Yeah,
It's
same.
dead. So I don't even care at this point. It's like
No.
just disregard that. However, I will never forget that these guys tried to do that, and that's why I'm literally considering not even at all supporting any of those big clubs in any sort of way. So for
Where
me,
does it end?
Manchester United, I don't know. I don't think I want to spend any of my money in any of their gear any longer. Like that's just where I'm at. Just because
Yeah.
they showed their true colors. Every single club showed their true colors, and it wasn't, unfortunately, like my understanding. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I tried to stay away as much as possible, but the players and the coaches, nobody knew about this stuff until way
No.
later. Like this was all owners.
Most of the
Owners.
clubs really didn't. In general, it seems like it was. What's really weird is it was Woodward and Henry.
Mm.
So it was literally two arch rivals, two of the oldest rival.
They don't care as
Right.
long as they're making money, right?
No, but like what's weird is Manchester United and Liverpool are supposed to hate each other, right? Like they're supposed to be the oldest rivals off the pitch, and they colluded.
Get some city stuff,
Supposedly.
dude. They're bad too. What are
Great
you
to
talking
see.
about, Afmir?
Yeah, they all did
Get some
it.
city stuff. City's even worse. City's the worst
City
ever.
didn't join this because City is getting their money from weirder places. Honestly, that's
Yeah,
one thing
and
I always
it's-
point out. But like, it's and nothing's perfect, right? Like the problem is they come out of this, the league's dead, which is great. As Jerry said, we don't have to worry about that as fans. We probably as fans don't know if our club is something we want to be interested in, or if we're good for the problem. Like maybe we're part of the problem, being these fans who are from overseas that aren't locally tied in. And not having equity, right? And something like AFC Wimbledon, if you buy into that as a supporter, at least you have equity, right? As a supporter, you have a say as a supporter. And so that's where you at least have opportunity. But stuff like MLS is also interesting, Jerry, because you could say, on one hand, it didn't treated you pretty raw as a supporter in one way. And then as LAFC, it's been great, right? Like they've done a great job of letting that club be what it wants to be and flourish and be very different from what was there before in terms of a franchise that was picked up and brought in a different direction. So there is something to be said about that. I do think it is very interesting in American sports that we have this odd sense of needing to have a big figurehead that runs the ship, as opposed to having it owned by a group of people. The Green Bay Packers have been owned by a group of people for almost 100 years and been pretty successful in their sport, which is the most important American sport last time I checked, unfortunately. I say that with some irony, but it can be done. It can be done. And so like that's one of those things where I'll never say it can't be done.
Afmir, we care because it affects us as fans of the sport, and it affects the sport in general. So that's why we care. Yeah, we got USL and we have Loyal, but unfortunately, the way that everything works in the United States is very close to the mentality that the Super League has. And so that's why we care. So just in case. Real quick, I want to show you guys this because Travis sent me the Cholos Loyalized. In case you guys haven't seen it, for those of you that are still hanging out, check it out. Hey, dude, it's so good. It's a bum, of course.
It's bum.
Perro Callejero de San Diego, street dog of San Diego. Get yourself a street dog. Get yourself a bum. Club Loyal. That's so good.
Right?
So good.
Guintless.
Travis, I love you, man. Look at this. Like, come on, dude. Sorry, I'm like over here. Steve still.
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Here, I got you. Actually, here. There, fixed it. Oh no! Drew, stop!
There we go.
All right, we're good. That's enough.
It is what it is. It's
last thing I'm gonna say. What are the chances of a team like the Loyal to survive if a big money person comes and starts an MLS team here that starts tomorrow? Yeah, there's no chance.
Yeah,
there's no chance.
There's no chance. Yeah. That's the unfortunate.
It's
part
a
of
real
American
fear.
sport.
Yeah, there is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think we view that almost conversation with a bit of hesitancy, is because this club has been not what they told us their 5-year plan was, didn't have anything to do with that, right? And so that makes us hesitant when that's brought into the conversation normally. And I think that if it's going to have to be, I believe in them to have a plan. So I do believe in Warren and Andrew and everyone there to have a plan of what they wanted to do eventually, and maybe have to enact that on a shorter timeline, hopefully. But other than that, it's hard to say what's that's going to look like. And if somebody did have a charter or have the ability to found something that was at a higher level, the way that American sports consumers work, we're going to flock to it. That's what happens. Not me, you, or anybody on this probably watching this, but the general sports fan, from what I can gather, anytime the words MLS or whatever is brought up, that's not, a second tier thing, they're much more interested in what's happening. And that's evidenced by the fact that I was invited on a podcast that I have nothing to do with to discuss it when it became part of a conversation. So it's hard to say that it's not. And hopefully, again, our coach being on a trophy for the league and the fact that I think that we've done a great job of building a community that somebody would want to be a part of. They don't want to build a different community. I think they want this community. Those are things that, I think any owner coming in would say, I don't want to go against the tide, because obviously this tide of people has created something that people want to be a part of. That's what's attracting people at this point.
There's always going to be a fight. And here's the thing that you guys have to understand. Like, in a perfect world, yes, it would all be grassroots and we would be, pushing for Loyal to eventually move into that position if they earned it. And if they, first they have to have, that's the thing too. Like they have to have not enough of a solid foundation, which they're not on right now, if I'm being completely honest. And
they only had a half year.
We've had one game. We've had one home game. That's not enough. It's not even enough to start the conversation that we're a USL club, like a solvent USL club yet. I mean, yeah, we had a great season last year, but we've had one true home game. Like, we need more at this level to grow.
Yeah.
Way more.
It's in a perfect world, that's how it would go, right? Where we, as Loyal, can grow into that place. However, if money comes in and San Diego is one of those places that they want to be in, we have very little control over it. And also, we all know what happened with Soccer City. It's just not, you can't very clearly say, yeah, this is how it's going to go. However, there's a very good point that was made by Afmir, which is, he said, don't underestimate your power, Drew. I'm going to say, don't underestimate your power, everybody that is here listening right now, and us as supporters. We can make things change for good, and we can make things happen, but we also have to make sure that our voices are heard. Yeah, we are the tide. Exactly. And so for us to get what we want, we have to make sure that we put it out there. And it's tough because we're in a city where it's not going to be easy at all. It hasn't been easy to get anything done, anything built.
It hasn't been easy to get to this point. Now we're talking about, we're already like, there's already so many conversations with the next step. And I'm like, guys, can we just like sit and we've worked so hard to get here. Let me sit in my fucking chair and drink 5 beers in Torero Stadium and sing my ass off without having to think about that next stage yet. Because is it going to get there? Maybe one day, but maybe not. And if it doesn't, great, that's fine. I just want to enjoy where we're at. I don't want to always be thinking about what's next. I mean, there's an aspect to that. That's great. Sure. But let's enjoy this. Can we just please enjoy this now instead of SDSU like being, releasing statements that have no backing and like, God, come on,
no,
it's just also frustrating.
Yeah. It's a lot of negotiations. If anybody's reading into it.
Yeah. It just sucks, dude.
It's just a lot of what's in the press right now is a lot of people posturing. It's a lot of people with money saying, here's what we could do with my money.
Yeah.
And using press to tell you what they want you to believe. And so if you do read anything anywhere or see a person on a radio show or any of that, really what they're saying is, here's what we could do with the money. But they're going to tell you it's happening or try and make it seem like it is, because in today's reality that there's no waiver of whether or not something's happening or not. It just kind of seems like people want to project it is. So, but yeah, as Chappie said, we're going to play in Champions League.
Come on, Drew, sing it. Come on, sing it. The champions.
Champions. That's not the CONCACAF Champions League.
That's true.
CONCACAF Champions League is like CONCACAF Champions League. Now we're playing. That's the CONCACAF theme.
This
Very
is so
nice.
true.
Yeah.
Utah has a solid model that can continue to grow at a faster rate than MLS and eventually challenge for top tier status. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very grassroots. And they've
Yeah,
proved it in their
Yeah.
they've proved it in how many times? Ford Madison is a USL League One club and they have incredible support. Oakland
Yeah,
Roots
following
was a
all
USL
around the
League
world.
One club and now they're a USL Championship club. They have incredible support, you know.
Jeremy. Yeah, sorry, but this
That's
is
the
true.
biggest limit to our growth.
Sneak-
Not
Jeremy's
if you rip your
YouTube growth.
wristband off.
Not if you're the president
You
of
lose,
the
no,
league.
you lose, not if you rip your wristband. If you lose your wristband, then yes. But yes,
I just want to play
that's
the
our
Open
biggest
Cup.
limit to growth. of the
Dude,
club, is the
Yes.
Yes,
What?
the Open Cup. We haven't even played an
Dude,
Open Cup
Yeah,
yet.
no, as you're saying,
Shit,
if
we're
we
talking
won the
shit
Open
about
Cup,
the
this
Open
is what
Cup.
I was getting to. If we won the Open Cup, we could get in the CONCACAF Champions League.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. That's right, Drew. So this is one thing. Like we talk so much shit, Drew and Steve, about like, hey, well, it must be nice. I guess it's not really happening. The not so Open Cup. And guess
Yeah.
what? No, it really isn't
Not
It
happening.
doesn't.
Yeah.
No, they were like, you know what? We're right.
You know what,
You're right.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe the
Drew
locals
and
are
Steve
right.
and Jerry said we
Yep.
shouldn't do it, and so we're not going to do it.
We're not gonna do it.
Okay.
By the way, I want to throw this out there. We're 2 hours into this, and I don't think that there's anybody in the office listening. But if they are, I want them to hear this. And I think eventually we're gonna have to have a pod where we say this out loud in the beginning, and then say, "Hey, guys, listen to this." And this is what I want to say. For those of you that are in the front office of San Diego Loyal, and you know business, that's awesome. But if you don't know soccer supporter culture, you better start learning, because the
Yes.
decisions that you make affect us so much more than you think that they do. And if you're not including us in those decisions, when it comes to all these MLS things coming in, and even down to merchandise, and you're not representing your true supporters, there's a problem there. So I hope that you're listening to this and that you're listening to us.
The club is
Bandanas.
the
Like-
club told us from the beginning that it's our club, and the minute that they stop representing that is the minute that we call them out in a
Oh, yeah.
big way,
Oh yeah,
and we're not going to be afraid to do that. I promise you that.
not
Yeah,
afraid at all.
we'll be there. And as Jerry's saying, like, there's certain items where I'm just like, why don't we have one of these yet for the club? Like, we have a dog bandana, but we don't have a person bandana. And like, we as locals have discussed making a bandana, and we probably will at some point. Right?
Sure.
Like, we looked into it. I know Eileen's ran up a couple mock-ups, and
I'm not
we
talking about
spoke-
merch, just
there's
merch.
ideas. No, but I'm just saying, like, there's ideas. Like, that's just one example of like something that's a no-brainer in this city. Like a bandana, it sells here. Anyone buys one of those, right? Like that's a thing that, like, to me, like, if I came in day one, that would have been one of the first 5 items we launched with is a bandana. So like, to me is like certain stuff that falls through the cracks where it's like, hey guys, like, this is something where as a soccer culture or even a San Diego culture thing, like you could get it. But yeah, it's interesting. But as you said, I think that there
It's
is
not-
not,
it's not the
calling
bandana.
anybody out. No, but
I'm not
there
talking
is
about
a
bandanas. I'm talking about just like
Yeah.
actual big decisions of the club. Like I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
we're gonna bring in this multimillionaire person.
It trickles
It's
down.
gonna
But
take us into MLS all of a sudden because we have to compete against San Diego State, who's out there talking about bringing in an MLS team. All of a sudden, we're in a position where you guys have seen the reports, right? Where San Diego State has openly said we're talking to MLS, and here we are now, where San Diego Loyal, I don't think even was planning on getting into anything that has to do with MLS or whatever. And so, I mean, and here we are now. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the big decisions. Yeah, but yes, merch also affects it. Chappie, I'm not talking about anything specific. Just like they need to keep us in mind. They don't necessarily
Yeah.
need to ask us what we think. More like keep us in mind and how it's going to affect us. And I think we've made it very clear about how we feel.
Especially given the past few years here.
Yes.
Jerry, not to call you out, but you talked about how you weren't super involved with Soccer City, and I was, and Drew was, and a lot of people here were, and we I've talked to the club. I've expressed that explicitly of what we've been through. And, while we're all trying to move on, them that whole aspect, it brings back those wounds in a way that I don't want it to happen. So like, I agree with what you're saying a ton. They need to be very careful here in a way that they wouldn't have to be careful in Reno or other places because the history we've had here. Right. So you make really good points. Yeah.
It's just, we need to make sure that as supporters, you guys remember we're independent. We also
100%.
We also are the reason that the club even exists. Because without our money, they're not going to exist.
And without seeing us here, they wouldn't have started up in the first place without seeing us here and knowing that we existed. Steve knows this. Like Warren watched what was happening and he saw us. He saw us and said, "This will work. What I want to do will work. Even if Soccer City doesn't work, this will work." Right? Sorry, Jerry. Go ahead.
No, well, somebody mentioned they were asking about Ibarra, and Tom said Ibarra's going to sign with Loyo this season. He's gone, Tom. He's been gone for a bit. Actually, he posted
we're all sad
publicly that he was gone.
I was on that mindset though. He was here for too long. I thought he was set.
Yeah.
Which is also ridiculous, and I don't know if it's part of it's part of the reason why I'm upset is I don't understand. No, he's been gone for a while.
Why he took up so much of our preseason? Yeah.
Why did he take up so much of our preseason? That's upsetting. So I don't know if we're breaking news, but he's going to RSL.
Yeah.
Thanks, Travis. But yeah, he's going to RSL. Travis and I were there. We found out. And I don't think it's been announced yet. So keep that on the down low, please.
Don't be huge about it, but but it's cool. It's cool that we have a connection with that club, that it seems like we've got Jack from them and he wanted to come here, and Rubio had an opportunity to go there in the first team. So, that's a cool thing for our guys to have that connection at least.
Well, here, for those of you that are still here for whatever reason, or you ended up showing up late, congratulations. You get a little bit more insight. I understand that there's going to be a couple more signings. So there's 2 more of the trial list that should be named soon, I'm hoping. I mean, we're almost there, so I should be able to say that. I'm not going to say who. I'm trying to figure it out myself. I don't know exactly, but I do know that there should be a couple more players coming. And I think even like as last season, we could always expect to have some MLS players in the middle of the season to come in and hopefully on loan that maybe haven't been exactly getting some playing time, that the team is like, hey, here you go. You can borrow Rubio for a little bit.
I think that's what Ibarra was about. Like, honestly, I think that's honestly what Ibarra was about, is to say we're a safe harbor. If you want to send somebody here, it doesn't matter if they have a team or not. We're going to make sure that they fit into our team and they feel like they're part of it. So they obviously did that with all their loanees last year. Did a great job. So I think that's part of the story they're trying to write here while they're in this USL, structure, is you have to make do with bringing in better talent from where you can. And the best place to bring in talent is places that need to send you talent when that talent's like, hey, I can't be in the space. We need to push it somewhere else. You want to be the harbor that can bring that talent in, because as we saw last year, that could be the difference. Add 1 or 2 players. Maybe it's not sexy as a striker like we did last year. We added 2 strikers and a great, number 10. Maybe it's more like you're adding a left back, but that's the key left back that's like MLS level that might be coming to us, because we've shown that we have the ability to plug that person in 2-3 years down the road. So it doesn't sometimes pay off in this season. It doesn't pay off in the short term, but that narrative with Ibarra or somebody like that does pay off long term, I think, in that kind of way.
Yeah, it's gonna be Afmir posted a picture of us. Afmir, why would you post a picture of me with my eyes closed? That's terrible. I think so. He's watching us on the big screen. What's up, dude? Here, take a picture now. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so it's absolutely right, Drew. I think there's still gonna be. I'm sad that we lost LAFC's feeder, but whatever. Good luck to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Let me see, Miguel Ibarra.
No, I would love to get more of that LAFC talent, to siphon off the bottom. But yeah, it's we have more than enough in this region. We have more than enough coming up from the border as well. So I think that there's I'm never gonna feel like we're in an island here with talent. We do.
Oh,
San
yeah.
Diego, I think with San Diego, we feel like we're sometimes resource like not rich in certain things, but with soccer players, we are one of the most resource rich areas in the country. Like it's
Yeah.
insane.
So this is on Instagram, and then he posted the picture on Twitter, and then he added people, or he at like the club, and he at the coaches, so nobody saw it. I don't think he knows how to work Twitter. But we don't want him here.
He
Can't work
post-
Twitter.
yeah.
Get out of
It was
here.
the post-
Mikhail Ivanov.
It was
How
the
dare
at.
you.
It's where you do at first. If you at something that it doesn't show up in your like actual feed,
True.
right? It becomes a
Dude, I
reminder.
know. Go tell
I
Miguel.
know,
He
but-
doesn't know. I know. Just
I'm
wanted to
just
thank San
explaining for
Diego
the people
Loyal.
watching. I know if they're not. yeah.
Just wanted to thank San Diego Loyal for letting me be a part of preseason and letting me train the team. The team brought back the happiness I felt about playing soccer again and made me regain my confidence. I will always be grateful. Stay here. You treated me like one of them the whole time I was there. Thank you again. And thanks to Landon Donovan and Nate Miller for letting me be a part of what you guys are building. The whole organization from trainers to front office will be supporting you guys. Always go get that trophy, San Diego Loyal. On to the next chapter soon. So this was what was this? April 18th. Oh, not that long ago. Yeah.
No. Since
Alright.
last show. But yeah, it's sad. I mean, it's like we thought we had this talent that we were harboring and it's gone. But again, like you're gonna end up back up with this talent in some facet. I think it's you have to give love to get love, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing here.
We have
I'm
we
gonna
have
wish
plenty
his-
we have plenty of MLS quality talent here.
Yeah,
Already.
I'm not super
You know?
worried. And Guido is just yet to break out.
Yeah,
all over
Guido, Nicky
USL.
Jackson.
Just imagine Guido against like Tacoma. We didn't even see Guido against Tacoma. Just
Hold on,
destroying
hold on.
Tacoma for 90 minutes, you know?
Hold on, before we get into it, because I want to talk about this. Luis, what my accent? Is that what you're telling me here, Paisa, without telling me you're a
Paisa?
Paisa?
Paisa de Paisa?
Because my knives are sharp and my share, I sit on my share. My knives are sharp. I do that all the time by accident. It's the worst.
It's the
Terrible.
Cheeto. It's the Cheeto in you.
So terrible. Here's another photo. Oh,
it's terrible.
Oh, he got another picture. Yay. Thanks. Avmir. I appreciate you, dude. Sorry, on Twitter, Avmir's posting pictures of us on the screen.
Sorry, Jerry's eyebrows when he blinks are sharp.
Danny Collins, how do you get that ball? That's at the Loyal store.
Oh, which one?
He commented, how do I get that Loyal ball,
For
Jerry?
FBC.
It's at the Loyal store.
Which one? Ah, that one?
Yeah. That
Oh,
one,
You may
Jerry.
have
That
to
one right there.
You may have to trade goods or services to get the ball.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. Let me grab it. It's expensive.
It's expensive, guys.
My wife.
But it's nice.
Expensive.
So is the
It
Drew, is the
looks
futsal
really
ball an actual futsal ball?
Yeah, it is, Jay.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, we had it. Paul Naku, our man, checked
more
it out.
expensive.
He is the authority on what is or isn't a futsal ball in town, and
But he knows.
him and Daryl both approve, and so that's good enough for me. That's actually doubly good enough for me. But yeah, there's Jerry. Jerry's got the size 5. That's just the standard outdoor ball, right? Paneling.
Yeah.
And then the SR. So there's a 5 or a size SR.
Oh, yeah.
If you see it says S and then R
Oh, hold
on
on.
some of them. Jerry's got the 5. So
There you
under
go.
size it'll say SR, and that's a futsal ball. It's a slightly smaller.
Mhm.
So just
Heavier.
in size. If you look at it, it's heavier and smaller than a typical outdoor size 5. But you can play that on a court, a kind of harder court, or something like an indoor space. It's more fun. But
Here's the
usually
bad
on a court,
news.
it works fun.
It's
It's expensive.
50,
Oh,
and the futsal one is 60.
I think you just said you were broke.
I am.
part of that
Always-
shipping cost.
always
too,
find
with the
funds.
Futsal ball, unfortunately, they're just heavy. But yeah.
Damn, bro. Only have enough money for soccer balls and beer.
Priorities, Jerry. Priorities.
Right. Hey,
There's budgets.
tell
for
me you're a
certain
paisa
things.
without telling me you're a paisa.
That's great.
That's right, Danny. You said you were there last week and they didn't have it. Yeah.
It's
They
new,
just got 'em.
brand new.
Yeah. No, it was fun at the soccer games always, Jerry. Seeing you
Yeah.
run around. We didn't get to actually see you, Nick and I, on Sunday because you were just so
Yeah.
busy because the game was insane. But it was that. So I went to El Tráfico.
I was looking
the
for you,
first
by the
one.
way. I tried looking
I
for you.
know, but we were there. Just look for Katie. Like she's easier to find with her like blonde. It's like, yeah. But like
Maybe the 6'7" person could be easy to find.
yeah, we're sitting most
All
of the
white
time. That's
people
the
there. What do you?
problem. I was also behind
Sitting,
the
true,
goal to the
sitting.
right, so I wasn't that hard to find. To be fair, Jerry was just busy. But like
I was-
the game was crazy. The game just like started and just like kept going. Like there was never like a pause throughout the entire game period. And we showed up like right when the game started. But part of what was weird, like you couldn't get food like at all. There was no food. There's no water fountains. You could only bring one bottle of water in, supposedly. So we would see Jerry walking around and stuff, but like, yeah, there really wasn't like a chance to like wave anybody down or anything. It was just like a weird atmosphere. But what was weird about it, as I said, I went to El Tráfico, the first one, went to the double post game. So I've gone to these like epic games. This felt like walking in and had the same atmosphere of like just this weird uncertainty that was just odd. Like there's just this palpable energy at these games where when you're starting to walk in, you just feel like nobody knows what the hell is about to happen. They just have no clue what's going to happen. And that was the same energy at this game. You're just walking and you're like, nobody knows what's going to happen. So the people who know what like indoor soccer is about are like, this is an amazing toss-up game. The people who have no idea what indoor soccer is are also walking in like having no idea that this is going to be a battle of just two teams who want to just kill each other / also win this thing. And then you get like just even part of the way in and you're like, oh my God, this is going to be a thing. And by the time you get to the end of the second half there, you're just not believing the fact they're going to make this comeback. Because as a San Diegan, you're just like, I've seen so many times as a Sockers fan, even in the last 3 years, that this has gone so downhill so fast, even against Ontario. And like the Tayu goal off to the top bar, like kept playing in my mind the whole second half.
Dude.
And
So Jerry, let me ask you this:
bro.
What was the
But then they pulled it
drive
out,
up
right?
and down like with Craig?
Yeah, that
Oh, cool.
Was it
Very
cool? Like, were you guys nervous or were you like chilling?
No, I think for the first one we were nervous. It was more. Traffic was bad, dude. Actually,
Oh,
on the
sucks.
Friday game,
I think everybody was just nervous from that.
I was able to hang out with Nick a little bit, and our buddy from San Diego Loyal was there too. Weston was
cool.
there.
Weston and Nick
actually
hung
sitting with
out.
Nick.
Ticket
And-
sales there.
I was able to hang out with him a little bit on Friday, but Sunday was no way, no way. I actually was looking for everybody too, but I couldn't see you guys. I didn't quite get to go around as much as Friday, but yeah, the drive up Friday was terrible. The drive was horrible, like just traffic.
Riverside.
We talked about a lot of things. Just kind of in preparation, like, golly, dude, if we can pull this off today, Sunday will be so much better. And then we pulled it off. And then some drama happened on Saturday with the other club where they let go of their best player, actually one of the best players in the league. They let him go.
And
like
a defender at that.
Now
Yeah.
we're going to. They didn't say,
Normally,
"Oh, we're going to go ahead and just suspend
And
you
his brother
or
too.
anything."
They
Oh,
were
and his
both
brother
on the
because they're
roster. They let them
yeah,
both
but
go.
they're like
Okay.
they come together, right?
Clubhouse cancer. Yeah.
And so apparently, they let them go. They didn't really say why. They said mutual agreement, and then the player went on social media and said it was not mutual. They let me go because apparently I was mean. And
So what's the story behind that? What do you know?
no comment.
Can't say.
I can't really
Yeah.
talk about it too much.
No, I understand. I just thought I'd ask.
No,
But
it
I mean, like
seemed
we talked about it
weird
on the
as a fan,
podcast.
it's just
Go and
weird.
check it out right now on Soccer's
Yeah.
Overtime. Craig
Lagola.
gives you as much information as you possibly can on that. But the Soccers are really fun to watch, and you guys, like, we just won another championship.
15
This is
times
their
the
first
Sockers,
one in a
15
while.
times.
Too is like they've been yearning for this.
8
They
years.
tried. They brought on Landon Donovan for this. Like they've been trying for this. They really like. It's not like
That
that
was
from
fun.
lack of trying to get this championship. They should be on 17 by now. Like
Yeah.
because they tried. They've put the balls to the wall. They've just come up so short because this league is hard. Like it's not like when they were in this like regional. Hey, let's win every other year because it's one of 6 teams. That's what happened this year. But this year they took all the talent of like what 20 or like 16 teams into 6 teams or 8 teams. That's, it's so much talent in the country now that's actually doing this, which is awesome to
Yeah,
watch.
there's a
But like
lot of good
for
talent.
the Soccers, it's been harder and harder because it's just it gets increasingly hard each year to win a championship when, south of the border slash also all over the country, it's just, increasingly becoming something where it's becoming more viable for these clubs to bring in players, and it's impressive to watch. So thank you, Jerry, for those memories and working with the club, to do what you do, and obviously to Craig too, just for being a person who facilitates a lot of this. So he's, been somebody who, as I say, there's lighthouses in soccer in San Diego, and he's definitely been a huge one with the Soccers, making sure that that's a brand that still has a power that spoke to a lot of us as kids, but he's making sure that it has a life for us as adults. And that's what I've loved. And I've told him that personally. It's like, it means a lot to me to see somebody who takes something that was a lot of people could just not care about, and he cares so much about, and like a lot of us, and make sure that it's going in the right place. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's been really cool to see.
It's seriously so much fun, by the way. It's not just like
Yeah, it is. It's
like one
so
of those
much fun.
things that you can just be like, oh, I'm just gonna go and check it out. Like once you get
No, I
in on it,
in.
you
Nick
get
and I,
sucked
Nick and I
in.
got so
And
sucked in. We're just
shout out-
going nuts, yelling at the keeper, yelling at the refs, like banging
While-
on the glass. Like,
While
oh
we're
my
here,
God.
shout out to our brothers and sisters in support to the deep end,
Yes.
Daryl and Lucas and those
Daryl
guys.
and-
Yeah.
Shout out,
Big
and,
shout to them.
where were you? Is what I want to know. I'm gonna just go ahead and call them out, Daryl. And I'm sorry, but you brought them up. I wasn't going to. I was wondering where the heck they were. I didn't see them anywhere.
Hmm.
Even on social media, it was slightly active, but not until like they got into the final. The
Hmm.
entire season they've been gone, and so I would hope, if you're listening to this, and I hope you listen to this, y'all need to get back on it. Like seriously, it was sad for me because I was really excited to take pictures of those guys in the stands, and that was my favorite part of actually covering them last year when we were able to be at the game. And yeah, I know this was different, but it would have been nice to see some sort of activity. I mean, us as the locals, we kept it going through the whole pandemic, and it was a little sad that that didn't happen also through with the deep end. Sorry, but you brought him up, and now I have to say it.
Jerry, call him out.
They need to be more active. They
No,
really
and it is, and then everybody. It was one of those weird situations where it's one of those things, and you just don't know. But I will say, people like Cowboy were there. People are pointing out. in the
Oh,
chat,
dude, Cowboy's always there.
having Cowboy there, and Cowboy was once like literally just like 6 seats over from us, so it was like really cool just to be able to smile over and look at
Super
Cowboy
friendly.
when they scored or when something cool happened, and like celebrate with Cowboy, and like just see the joy in his eyes, and and have the kits and like the history that he's been through every one of these games to be there, and like just see it in his eyes what it means. Like it's so cool. Like as Jerry's saying, like that's what he wanted to capture, was that he misses you guys, because having that moment when you're there and seeing what it means is so cool. And it was fun to be there with a lot of the soccer super fans who I've seen over the years, right there in that, kind of lower corridor, not just Cowboy, but a number of people who just kind of go even unnamed, who are just, I've seen the faces, I've seen the people. And I was just like, and we knew, it's like, hey, I've seen you around, I know you've been at stuff and been here over the years, and pretty cool to see. And I'm just somebody who's, dipped my toe in. I'm a Tide Pool member, honestly, and a lot of that, but it's so cool to just, be there and be a part of that piece of history for such a club
It
that
was
I've gone to a few
crazy.
of those championships over the years as a kid, and now to see one as an adult is pretty incredible. And hopefully the league stays strong. Hopefully the league comes out of the season and makes these
something.
championships continue to mean more, because I think the Soccers could win hopefully another 15 of them. If
you guys are still on
15
here
15
and
in
are
40
not
years,
following
too,
the
is something I
Soccers,
talk about.
if you
Yeah.
guys are still on here and are not following the Soccers, please do so. Please make sure that you follow on social media and support and keep up with it. There's a lot of things coming for them. This is a San Diego Loyal supporters group here, but it's also, we should support San Diego sports, and it's
100%.
And our club has entered a
I'm
special
of the-
agreement with the Soccers,
Well,
right?
hold on.
Like,
100%.
Let me finish my thought, please. The seasons are completely different from each other, so we can support San Diego Loyal, and then when that ends, we can jump right on to supporting the Soccers, which is really, really cool. And also, it's inexpensive, and it is just so much damn fun. It's crazy. So I think that's enough talking about the Soccers, though. Is there anything else that we needed to cover before we call it? I need to wake up early tomorrow.
Do you? What do you got going on?
I'm gonna take care of a couple of calls tomorrow morning, and then I'm probably gonna we're gonna go take apart that wall, figure out where to go in the office for right now. Yeah,
Right on.
figure that out around noon or something. But I need to wake up. Actually, main reason I need to wake up early is because wife needs to wake up early because the boys have a doctor's appointment. So there's still like 13 people here with us.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys.
Hi, everybody.
I had more thoughts about the Sockers, but we're done talking about the
Dude,
The Sockers are awesome. They're so cool.
Sockers
Like,
are awesome.
it's just they're the best. Like what I was just gonna say briefly was like
you're falling asleep, dude.
I'm not falling asleep. I'm just in a
Yeah.
very nice homeostasis. I'm like in a blanket, but you
Oh.
can't see the blanket around me. I'm just in like a human blanket.
Every
So
day's for 20.
no, like yeah, like but it was so fun to go up there and take it from Ontario in their faces. I'll say that number one. Fuck those guys. Like we're taking it. That was pretty fun. And to watch you and especially have to watch Craig in the middle of like all of the Ontario broadcast people and Ontario production people being like celebrating like I won a championship right in front of you. Like was like pretty nice for Craig after everything he's had to go through with this club. So shout out to Craig. But the one thing that I wanted to say was like it was a nice mirror for what we're hoping to go through for our club this year, right? Like the thought process of trying to win a championship this year and seeing how hard it's been with this other club that has done it for so many years and been so dedicated to the craft of specifically indoor soccer and what they're trying to do with arena soccer and still not gotten there, and seeing what our club is attempting to do and that magic moment that happens at the end of each year where watching people take the field and walk on there and having the Sockers invite their fans on, which I thought was a pretty classy move to have you guys, you know, even in COVID times, try and figure out a way to make that safe and make it right, but still trying to figure out like, hey, how do we create a space here? It was nice to see that hopefully maybe later this year we can have a moment like that, and even if it's not a championship, it's something where as fans we can say this is a moment where we connect with our club directly, and to see the fans do that at the end of that game, that's what I'm hoping for us. So that's just what I wanted to say to wrap it up is that moment spoke to me as a sports fan, not just a Sockers fan, not just a San Diego fan, but as specifically a local and a soccer, San Diego fan. That's where we want to be and where we all want to be together. So hopefully we can all be there actually physically together, and we'll see. That would be, late September or something like that, maybe October. Be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's gonna do it for us, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We appreciate every single one of you. And as we said, this is your show, this is your podcast, this is your support group. So please get involved. Sure. Sure it is. For you guys is why we do this, and we would hope that you give us input, and we do appreciate those of you that are still here. And if you watch this afterwards, you're crazy, but thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Thank you for watching. That's it. We'll see you guys later. Reach out to us if you need anything.
Please.
And other than that, have a great night. Bye.